I like to welcome myself back, but it's like I barely left. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome everybody to the first edition of Hip Hop Talks. You know what we're going to talk about already because it's what everybody else has been talking about. But we kind of like the cleanup hitter in the batting lineup since baseball season just started. So all the hitters are with me right now. Of course, it's me. It's Coop. You're welcome you to the first edition of Hip Hop Talks. They call me the keeper of the flame. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flame up in here tonight. I got my man AG, Adriel Green. Got my man Sean. All of y'all know Low from Apple Music and from being one of the best bloggers, if not the best blogger in the game. We all got a love and a passion for hip hop. I'm blessed to be here on this platform. Shout out for Taj for putting the game plan together. And we just gonna have some fun and just do what we do and do the discourse on hip hop. Give y'all the breakdown that y'all been looking for and what you've been missing. I'm excited. I'm humbled. Um, to everybody that stayed down with me, I want to say thank you. The hiatus has been good for the soul and for the body and for the mind. But I love this rap shit and I'm addicted to it. I'm a microphone fiend like the God Rakim. So let's just go ahead and get it in, fellas. If we start getting people into the room, Sean, and we can get this discourse started, my brother.
What it do, bro? Yo, welcome to the family. Cool, my man. We've been talking for a minute. Glad to have you here. We out here now. Queens Get the Money, Park Hill Projects, everybody in the building. We got everybody coming out here tonight. We got AG by the hop on. We got Low. Y'all know what he brings to the table. It's going to be a bloodbath tonight. We're going to put a nice bow on all the topics y'all been talking about for the past couple of weeks. It's only right that we be the cleanup. And here we here to clean that shit up. Let's go, AG.
Yo, what up? Peace to everyone in the chat. Peace to my man Sean. Yo, Coop, welcome to the team. Glad to have you. And, Low about to hop on here. We about to put it down on the show for real.
No doubt. Mr. Controversy himself, the Twitter king, the one who he responds to everybody and everything in the Twitter world. No matter if he's responding to bots. Yo, Low be responding to bots out there in Twitter world. What it do, brethren?
What's popping? Glad to be a part of this conversation with you guys, with your good brothers, building a great platform, causing beautiful discourse, beautiful conversations, stuff that I've been built on for about 15 years, and I ain't too good to hop on anybody platform. This is what I love to do. I'm in the hookah spot on a Thursday night, and we all waiting to see if anything happens tonight. We all waiting to see what Future and Metro gonna do tonight. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about a lot of things. Let's talk about Cole. Let's talk about the ladies getting their shit off. Let's talk about it all. Like, I ain't shying away from no topic, and I'm glad I got you three brothers to talk about it with. So no holds bar, bloodbath. Let's begin.
Let's get it. Let's get it. So
I,
let's start
I
with
mean,
that. Let's start with
yep.
that, bro. Let's start with the Metroid shit that's dropping tonight. Let's ease into that as an appetizer, and let's
hmm
get into the main course.
Um, before we hopped on, they just dropped the track list. Um,
Yep.
there's a lot of song titles on there that can suggest that somebody's on the record or somebody's going at somebody on the record. We don't know the direction, but they caused a stir about 2 or 3 weeks ago with the first installment. We Don't Trust You. Ross is on there. Playboy Cardi, Travis. Clearly the obvious elephant in the room. Kendrick would like that. Kendrick drew the line in the sand officially. Um, we all do know that there are issues between Future and Drake, and Future or Drake and Metro, and we're going to see how it continues to play out tonight. I'm excited. Hip hop is fun again. Hip hop is competitive again. It led to some unfortunate situations with one of our favorites, Jermaine Cole. He was honest, kept with his spirit, and that's what it was. And can't blame a man for being honest with who he is. But in the same discourse, I don't want to hear none of that other shit no more. You know,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
still listen to the fall off. I'm gonna still garner him as one of the greats that can rhyme, that has the songwriting ability and song making ability. That doesn't go out the window. But all that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. Ah,
Lo, I'm kind of with you on that, except for one part of it. I don't know how honest he's being. I'm actually gonna push back on that
Okay.
because I think he's being a little bit like I think him and Kendrick been operating above the fray for a little bit too long, and quite frankly, I call bullshit on some of a lot of shit they've been doing, and I'm gonna pull it tonight. Like I don't think it's coming from the right place. I actually think that they're using their fan base to get over on us.
Expand on that.
The short of it is that and I'm gonna speak to it personally a little bit more in depth. Well, I ain't hear neither one of these niggas talking about mental health issues in the early part of their career, and now all of a sudden they're bringing it up in their late 30s when they're wealthy, they're established, and to be honest with you, it seems to me like they're doing it just because it's cool, not because it's real. Like, one man is using mental health issues to explain cheating on his wife. Another man's using mental health issues to explain why he didn't go to battle. And the reality of the matter is a nigga cheat because a nigga want to cheat. And if a nigga's scared, it's just because a nigga's scared. Your mental health really ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. In today's society, it's used as a crutch. It's a buzzword, right?
Yeah. They use it as a crutch. Like he gained 1 million Spotify users after he did that speech. It's because his team knew that it was going to feed into a base that's in love with mental health issues, but really doesn't know what it means to have real mental health issues. Like these dudes don't have mental health issues, because if so, we would have heard it through the music from the jump when they was coming out of the respective hoods they was coming out of. Like when you coming out of a place like Compton, you coming out of a place like Vietnam. Oh no, your mental health issues going to show from the jump, not 10, 15 years after you done copped the deal. That's copping a plea to me.
And I think a lot of them know in today's society, anything where you use those mental health and spirituality buzzwords, it can't be critiqued properly, because the defense is up after that. Well, you can't really say this about this song on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers because he was talking about this in his life. Or you can't say this about Cole's move. You can't critique it or be disappointed in it because he did it based off something wasn't sitting right in his spirit or whatnot. So, you know what I mean? Those buzzwords are trendy nowadays, and you'll get more support through that than you ever did in your career spitting dope lyrics.
But here's the thing, and I'm going to focus on Cole with this one. When that whole thing unfolded at Dreamville on Sunday, I don't think it was a mental health thing. I think it was a relationship that he had with a peer that he's had for a very, 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 very long time. Like I just saw a clip of them being at House of Blues in Houston, and these niggas are at the start of their career. So I think there's a different perspective of how Cole feels about Kendrick, right? And I think for the years after that, it became him getting bullied, and not bullied, but him having to stand on the stance that he gave to us, right? I don't think that was a mental health thing. I think more so Kendrick with the, Morales and the Big Steppers album was more so mental health. I can maybe lend to that, but I don't think what Cole did on 7 Minute Drill was heavily placed on mental health. I think it was heavily placed on a relationship that he had with somebody that he cared for, he revered for, because even if like one of y'all go at each other, right? That ain't gonna be a mental health thing. That's just like, damn, that's my nigga. Like I ain't trying to shoot my nigga down in public. I ain't trying to chop my nigga down in public, knowing what that nigga's capable of, knowing what my nigga has accomplished, knowing what my nigga's going through, knowing what my nigga's capable of. I don't think that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I give a little pushback to that? Unless Sean, you want to chime in on something?
Go ahead.
Sean, you got something, because I was gonna hop in real quick.
No, go ahead, because I'm gonna bring that back. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
To that point, now I really believe he values his relationship with Kendrick, and that didn't sit right with him to have to go at him, right? But the last 3 years, Cole's been coming out with all these lyrics saying that he was the best and he'll take out anybody, right? Mm-hmm. And if he revered Kendrick so much, then you kind of got to be a little specific. If you ruling somebody out, they're the exception to the rule. Because we go through lyrics. Jay on What More Can I Say? He said, pound for pound, I'm the best to ever come around here. What? Excluding nobody. Look who I embody. And if we reference Kendrick, it's like that is the second time Kendrick done came at Cole's head. So maybe, his sentiments ain't symbolic in his words, right? You know what I'm saying? Because Cole, he's had to take shots from Kendrick twice, once on Control and once on It's like that. So if that's your homie, that's the second time he done shot at you, right? But on Control, Kendrick was very specific. He started out when he was naming names. He said, who's the best MCs? Kendrick, Jigga, Nas, Eminem, Andre 3000. The rest of y'all are just new, don't even get involved. So he said, those 5 legends over there, I'm not talking to them because I feel like I belong with them. But everybody else that I'm about to name, y'all food, right? So he was very specific on who the exceptions to the rules were. Now, Mike Tyson said that everybody, when he's talking about Holyfield, he said everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I think Cole's plan was to keep spitting these bars about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the best. I'll take out anybody. I swear to God, I'm the best doing this. And then the one person who he's mentioned with all the time, who also just happens to be his homie, jumps up and says, okay, then, you know what I'm saying? Bring that smoke my way. And then now you're on stage apologizing, which I was on Twitter before, you know, championing 7-minute drill, because I was like, okay, I see the chess move. He feel a little uncomfortable. He letting his homie know, bro, I really don't want to do you like that, whatever, just fall back, you know, because I thought it was a setup to something else if Kendrick were to respond again. But never did I think he was going to walk it back, you know, with an apology. So if he didn't want to come at Kendrick, if Kendrick was the exception to the rule, he should have let that be known.
I think to the extreme that he went. I think when you know your man's catalog is built like that, you know how people feel about your man's catalog. I think how in depth he went into dismantling his catalog and being disrespectful about it. I think he was like, oh, that's not me. That's not me. I got bullied into doing this shit. That ain't me. Why would I do that? Why would I say that? I ain't built like that.
Facts. And I think to that point, and that's a great point for you, AG, as well, because you mentioned Jay. Jay believed that he was the best since inception. Let's keep it a buck. There was no type of hesitation in his tone to let you know that he was the one.
Right.
But Cole looked at these guys as peers. You know what I mean? Jay didn't see everyone as a peer. When he went on with Big in that joint, he wanted to go at Big's head. It was personal. He wanted to establish himself as the one. Cole was like, yo, I just want to collaborate. These are my peers. We're all good. Jay was like, I'm the one. And you're going to have to come at me if you want to be the one. So it was a different spin on that. I think with Cole, I feel like him pulling everything back was more of him saying, yo, I jumped out this window too fast. And I didn't get the response that I thought I would get. Think about this, fellas. If Cole would have got a unanimous response with them saying, yo, this is like ether level, right? Do you think he'll pull that shit back?
No apology.
I mean, first of all,
but like when you say ether level, right? And I didn't mean to cut you off, my fault. When you say ether level, Jay and Nas were getting very, very, very disrespectful in person.
They weren't friends.
Cole and Kendrick were just. Cole is specifically talking about bodies of work. Yeah, Jay mentioned that with Nas, whatever. But Jay also mentioned, I did you know who with you know what, but we'll keep that takes it out of the music. Now here come Nas talking about dick sucking lips, this, that, and we're not talking about bodies of work, my nigga.
But yeah, they were disrespectful. But to your point, Cole's this kind of parallel Jay's because he used a lot of Jay's tactics when Nas.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, when Jay was breaking down Nas's catalog, Jay was in a position where he could do that at the time, you know, because he was the top guy. Now, Cole, the way he was breaking down Kendrick's catalog, although he was saying some stuff that was, you know, a lot of people believe to be true, he wasn't the one in position to say that. You know, saying To Pimp a Butterfly, you know, is a snooze fest or whatever. Cole is not the one to say that because he got albums that people would say is a snooze fest. But I think he was, to your point, Lo, I think he was embarrassed by that because, you know, I talk to people and, you know, I get a lot of, you know, insightful stuff having conversations. I was talking to one of my homies in North Carolina and he said, you know what? He said, this Cole thing is kind of like, so I'm just citing my source, but he said this Cole thing is like when you have an argument with your significant other or your spouse, right? And you're going to say some stuff that's kind of out of pocket. And then you come back and you apologize like, yo, baby, I ain't even mean that. But in the moment, you said it, and that's probably what you was really thinking and what you was really feeling at the time. So if Cole out here saying that, like, yo, y'all gassed to Pimp a Butterfly, he's embarrassed
You
that he
really
said
felt
it out
that.
loud.
You really felt that.
He really felt that way. He really felt that way. He just embarrassed the type of person he is that got out loud.
I mean, first of all, this is competitive. This is a competitive sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, the origins of hip hop are rooted in it being a competitive space. I mean, you can literally go back to when we was all like literally babies, and some of us not even here yet. No disrespect. Cool Mo D, Busy B.
Busy B. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's some 83 shit. And it wasn't about it being anything personal. It was about, well, I feel like I'm the best on the mic. You know? And I think what really has happened because of the Big and Pac situation, getting personal for the wrong reason, about the Nas and Jay situation, getting personal for the wrong reasons, people forget that what is really supposed to be rooted in is the actual skill level of it and the competition at the top dictating the pace of saying, like, hey, well, you've been talking that shit about that number one spot. But if you want that number one spot, you're going to have to take that piece off of the chessboard right there, because a lot of people in his camp and a lot of people in that camp feel like that's the number one spot. So I was always looking at this battle coming from more of a Kane and Rakim potential type of battle type place, where it's like, well, niggas ain't really got no real beef except for the arguments in all the neighborhoods and all the boroughs is like, well, who's better, Kane or Ra? You know what I'm saying? Now, this conversation really wasn't a relevant conversation until Cole upped the ante with his mic performances the last few years, in my opinion. This was not a conversation to be had. So he is the one that made it conversational. When you make it conversational with your performance, then you back it up with the talk, and you literally slide on almost every single record I hear you on for the last 3 years saying, can't nobody fuck with me. When you jump out the window,
you put the spotlight on a
you gotta stay.
conversation. You put the spotlight on a conversation, and then you chose to turn the light off.
Right.
I have a
But once
question
you
for
step
you, gentlemen.
outside, fam, like when you step outside, you got to stay outside.
You got to own it.
You got to step outside.
I have a question
if
for
niggas
you,
want
gentlemen,
square
though.
with you, if niggas want box with you, if niggas want, you got to own it.
Right.
This does not negate, and I always want to be very clear with this. Every time I have this conversation, on camera, off camera, with my niggas, whatever, this does not negate the ability that J. Cole has to rap, songwrite, structure albums. This does not negate any of that.
At all.
But this does put a huge chink in his armor in regards to the bravado. That's my only thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's not my only thing, because I feel like this speech, it's a concession speech. So it's you putting yourself, it's you saying, I'm cool with this bronze medal.
Yeah,
like
he
that's
can't blame that on the fans anymore, because he said before, y'all threw the bronze at me on the Heavens EP. It's not on the fans no more. You conceded the bronze live on stage, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's stuck in third right now.
I mean, because here's also the reality of the matter. Like, so big is this apology, and so big is this momentum of this going back and forth, that niggas have totally forgotten that he actually just dropped a really dope project.
It was dope.
Like,
it was
so
fire.
he literally
phenomenal.
So he literally, isn't it better than anything he's done since Forest Hills?
I would agree.
Right. And so
I think it's off season level. I think it's off season level.
I think it's better than the off season.
That's
because I feel like it's more consistent. I feel like the off season is good, but it's inconsistent. This is a more consistent effort from him. And so you're actually overshadowing your own goddamn self in the process too, because now people are talking about this apology and this song more than they're actually talking about the cohesive body of work that you just made.
But I do think as we wean ourselves off the diss track or whatever the case is, the apology, I think people are, I've seen tweets like this and commentary. I've seen people are starting to focus more back on said project. Like, I think everybody's gonna get over, like, yeah, okay, cool, he apologized. It's not gonna do nothing to his career, you know, specifically, but in a certain sector of what hip hop is, there's gonna be a removal. And me and Ibra were talking about this, you know, on Rap Life the other day. It's like, all right, cool, we're gonna place you over here while they do that.
Right.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that you are a great fucking artist.
It doesn't. And we have to be okay with it. You gotta be okay with that.
It does take something away from me because I feel like he was already in third place and this was his moment to ascend. And instead of ascending, he apologized. And maybe it's because I told people this. Well, I'm the only dude that I know in this pod space is actually from North Carolina. And so maybe I'm taking this shit a little bit personally, a little bit differently. But I know how people get down in the Nam. And so you can't tell me the city feels good about it too. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, I'm not here to tell you about that because like that's how niggas felt up north when that whole Jay and Nas shit happened. When he got on the radio and apologized for the super ugly shit and this, that, and the third. And
that's totally different.
The city rooted for Ether over takeover. So I understand that comparison.
Like you have to understand, even in the 7-minute drill, he says, I'm from the Ville, so I'm cool when it's tension. Like he says in the record, the smoke ain't nothing to me because of where I'm from. But you can't say that because the town is on your back. The city's on your back. The whole damn state on your back. And so you can't backtrack when you talk like that. And he's been talking like that with frequency is my problem. It ain't like it's arbitrary for him to shout out the Ville or the Nam or to talk about how he slide on niggas. I mean, he hopped on Johnny P's caddy and pretty much said, I'm nothing like these hustling ass niggas that I rap next to, but I'll out rap all of them to a nigga that talks like that. When you slide like that on record, when you claim your hood like that on record, when I know what your hood look like, because I done had problems. I'm from Charlotte. I done got into it with niggas from his hood before. It's the one time in my few life I was actually worried about some shit because of how them niggas get down. You get what I'm saying? When you come from that place, when you come from that space, when you slide the way he slide, I just can't let it slide.
I got a question for y'all. Oh, go ahead, Sean. My fault. Go ahead, Cook.
But is that mutually exclusive? Because we're talking about his actions versus his body of work. You know what I mean? I don't think they're one and the same.
We can compartmentalize. But
to Coop's point, I know about Vietnam. Ask some soldiers out there in Vietnam how soldiers was getting robbed in Vietnam by them boys out there. They get busy in Vietnam. And
look here.
It's pride.
But see, wait, hold on. See, now we take it into a different place.
Right.
I'm not from that side of town. I ain't from that city. I ain't from that state. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like as if I know how things move down there, whatever the case is. All we're literally talking about is you poked your chest out.
Yeah.
Then you poked your chest back in and you apologize. How niggas listen, and I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
How niggas get down and rap. If you want smoke, you have to have smoke. If you calling niggas out, you keep saying this big three, you call yourself Muhammad Ali, this, that, and the third. And the nigga in the big three conversation got tired of it and said, fuck that. It's just me. Yeah. Right? That's to me, just to me, not to y'all. Like clearly y'all give me a lot more information that, I'm not privy to.
I want to ask. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying, if this is what you're going to do and say and portray, my nigga, I need you to stick by it, even if you lost.
Absolutely.
Down that hill.
Yo, the fall off coming back, I'm gonna get back to him.
Right.
I'll be like, yo, at least he acknowledged he lost. All right, cool. Like, what we gonna do on the next go round?
That's it.
I
want to speak to what Coop was speaking to with the.
Wait, go ahead, AG. Go ahead.
Nah, bro, you go ahead. I'll cut you off. My fault.
I was just saying, the reason we're talking about it from a regional perspective, because you got to think about the community that gets behind you. You know what I mean? When you think about someone like Kendrick, he has the entire West Coast behind him. You feel me? You think about Drake. Drake is a hybrid. You know what I mean? He got Canada, he got, the South, he got the Midwest, he got the North. He's a hybrid because he's collaborated with everybody across boundaries. When you think about Cole is really looking at the Carolinas for the most part, because Carolinas haven't had anything since what? P.D. Pablo. You want to put the baby in there, but the baby fell off.
Little brother, is it?
You know what I mean? So you can't really put the baby in there. Respectfully.
Sean, not to cut you short, but respectfully, none of those guys operate on the level that Cole operates on. He is the only person to ever come out of my home state that operates on that level. And I love Petey. I love Fonte. I love Raps. Like, I love them all. Nah,
Absolutely.
he's the only one. He's the only one that operates on that level. It's on his shoulders. And
He's an
Sean, you
anomaly.
know what the Ville is like, and it may like Lo. This is where it gets personal. It's like nah, like niggas in Vietnam rob niggas from the army base for they tools so they can tool up. It's that kind of town, right? Right. Like
Yeah.
I know a nigga that robbed the army dude for a box of grenades once when I was in college. Like they do shit like that in
Bro,
the
what do you
Ville.
wait? Hold on. I'm not even trying to be funny. What do you need a box of grenades for? Like, where are you going?
They don't even know, Lo. He's a
Like, are you going to
country
Saudi Arabia? Are you going like where are you going with them shits?
Look here. I knew
I'm
niggas
like,
in Greensboro. I knew niggas in Greensboro when I was in college that got grenades from the army base in Vietnam because some of the Crips up there had hijacked them.
Wait, so
Like-
you saw a box of grenades?
Yes.
Wait, okay.
Like
all
I'm
right. I'm not trying to be funny because
Yes.
this is new information. So when you saw the box of grenades, what did you say?
I said you niggas is wild.
And what did they say back to you?
They said that's how shit is in the Nam.
So they just letting off bombs.
Yes.
Nigga, box of
All right,
grenades.
all right, let's go back to the rap shit. I ain't trying to incriminate anybody. Let's go back to the rap shit.
Yeah, but we know this wasn't gonna spill over into the streets. Like, let's be real. Cole up on stage talking about
Okay.
they wanted blood. They wanted blood. Like nobody wanted blood. We wanted y'all to spar lyrically, bro. Nobody want no blood. It wasn't like that. It wasn't the East Coast West Coast beef
Well, here's
in
the thing.
'96. You know?
Hold on. Well, here's the thing, AG, and I don't want to cut you short. They come from tough places and tough circumstances.
Oh, absolutely.
Compton and the Ville are tough places. Nobody ever confused Kendrick with a gangbanger. Nobody ever confused Cole with one of the soldiers from Vietnam. But you're representing those people when you speak on the mic, though.
Absolutely.
Is what I'm speaking to.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm saying is that back home, what those brothers represent, they don't represent somebody to jump out the window and then apologize. They prefer
Right.
you step outside and get your ass whooped, Low, like you were saying. It's like, no. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, no, nigga, you said you was fighting, so get your ass out there and fight.
All right, cool. Let me ask you, like, when this all happened and Cole jumps out the window and Cole apologizes, what is the temperament in the city and just around the people that you know that are familiar with Cole, that are familiar with Dreamville? Like, what's the temperament of, like, what's the what is it? What is it around after that happens? Like, what's the discourse? And I'm not asking you to name names or none of that shit. I'm just like, what's the discourse?
No, the best way I can explain it is my man sent me a meme from Paid in Full of when Mitch was in the car crying about trying to get his son back. That was the feeling. That's the picture that got sent to me. It was Mitch in the car crying from Paid in Full. When he talking about getting his bro back. Yeah, like that was the feeling. Like, so that would be the best way to describe the ethos without like under or overstating it. Because that's what got sent to me from somebody from Fayetteville.
Okay, all right. So with that, how did you feel? What was your reaction? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot or like whatever the case is, but you that's where you from. That's you fuck with.
Yeah,
the
I'm from
What-
I'm from Charlotte. I'm from Charlotte originally, but yeah, like I know cats from Fayetteville.
Yeah. So what's your initial response and what's your initial thought seeing and watching it?
I was sick. Like it really made me sick to my stomach. I was a matter of fact, Taj hit me and she was like, I tried to tell you, and I was like, yo, I'm sick. I'm going to bed. Just like that. Because it made me sick. Because for us, it had been the buildup, and we was like, yo, we finally about to take the crown. Like, we finally about to be able to say the best MC in the game comes from North Carolina. Like, we ain't never even been in position to say that. And so that's what I mean is like, no disrespect to his piece, but you had the whole state behind you wanting you to take the crown. And we see the crown's there for the taking. Let's just be honest. Kendrick and Drake haven't made a great album in a long time. Neither one of them have made a big record in a long time. It's been a long time since either one of them made a great big record or a great album, in my opinion. Like last time Drake made a great album, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Damn came out, which is Kendrick's last great album. It's been a minute since Drake had one of those super big hits that we really felt. Kendrick ain't had no hits since Damn, since the Love Song. And so we like, you rapping like this, it appears that your competition is easing into the back nine of their prime. This is here for the taking. And we all wanted it to be took. And it just seemed like he came out shook, and we were like, no. Like, you supposed to take right now, not be shaken down by it. And it almost feels like to me, the pressure of that was too much for him. And that's the part we don't like, because we feel like that's a reflection of us. You bowing out is saying that we all the type of niggas around here to bow out, and that ain't how it plays. And that's how it feels. And that's how much is attached to him because of the level he operates on. Just the fact that he's been in the conversation with these guys all this time is a super big deal back home. Like, super big deal.
I'm gonna tell you this. If I'm from a city where niggas are copping grenades, they not scared.
They're not scared.
They not scared.
Right.
They
From
not
soldiers
scared.
like that. Yeah. From soldiers.
Right.
But outside of the whole geographical area, you know what I'm saying? I want to speak to a demographic thing and then ask a question, you know what I'm saying, based on the timeline, you know, because we all 40 plus here, right? So me and my girl was having a conversation the other day, and she was playing devil's advocate, and she was like, well, what if Cole is playing a role when he was popping all that big talk, like, you know, I'm the best and this and that? She was like, what if he don't believe himself? Well, like, what if he's trying to tell himself that and hype himself up? So it got me to thinking. I was like, you know what? About 3 years ago, when Cole started setting off these features, his talk changed. He started doing that slick talk, which appeases to who? What demographic? The 40 plus crowd that grew up in the 90s. Before the past 3-4 years, that was not Cole's bag at all. But if
I think Cole, in hearts of hearts, I think Cole still believes that he is one of them ones. He is a dangerous lyrical artist. I do believe he believes that. I think what happened was people like us that are, you know, rap heads and rap nerds and enjoy the competition and enjoy the back and forth. I believe he got sucked into a portal that wasn't necessarily his bag, because I never really seen Cole be influenced by the consumer or whatever the case is. I think Cole finally realized, like, yeah, I'm not built for what Drake and Kendrick can do, or I'm not built with Pusha and Kiss, and I'm not built for that. I don't
he
want
has
to
to
do that,
talk that talk,
especially against my nigga.
which I'm getting to that, which I'm gonna pose a question to y'all. But to her point, you know what I'm saying? I see where she was coming from, because I do believe he was playing a part to a degree, you know, because he quickly realized, like, yo, that's not what I'm about, even though he's been saying it for such amount of time. Because he even say on 3001, he said, you would think I was super glue the way this gun stick to my hand. He said, I don't even tote no pistol, but that line sounded so hard. I don't even care about line once I found out these niggas frauds. You know what I'm saying? So he like everybody else lying. So, you know, I can lie on the track too. If I'm not really about that life, then I can spit like that too. But the question I have is, Cannabis was a big influence to J. Cole. And Cannabis, his rhyme style, everything was formatted like a battle, like he was going at somebody, but it was ambiguous. It was no particular target, except for when he went at L. So
then when the time came, what did he do?
right. Yeah, he stepped up, he had to battle. But my point is, this is a caveat that nobody's talking about, at least that I haven't seen it. But I'm looking back at all these Cole features and then how it shook out in the battle when he's saying, I'm the best, I'm number one. I think he might literally been talking about, like, yo, if you get on a track with me, I will murder you, and then that'll be that. I don't think he meant in battles.
He was throwing the blanket out there. It
You think
wasn't
he
if you get
wanted
on
the battle smoke?
It's not if you get on the track with me. It's not. No, I'm telling y'all this. You said Big Three and you called yourself Muhammad Ali. There's no other explanation that I need from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
it. And that's fine. And that's fine.
let me toggle back and just like, and Sean, you may know this too. So of all the southern states, North Carolina is the most New York influenced of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of all the southern states,
he lived in New York.
Like people in the South call North Carolina the New York of the South.
Right.
Most of that has to do with the hip hop aesthetic that's involved.
But
and
you
quite
also gotta
frankly,
understand, he went to school in Queens.
Right.
Yeah.
So that influence comes from there too as well. And not negating your point, but that comes from him. He went to St. John's. Like,
but the rap aesthetic in North Carolina is more New York than Atlanta, even though Atlanta's way closer. The
Mhm.
aesthetic. Like when Lil' Kim was in her prime, Lil' Kim's biggest following outside of New York was in North Carolina because they love the New York rap aesthetic in North Carolina. A lot of
Yep.
like there's stuff that I was able to get my hands on when I lived in Charlotte that I could never get my hands on when I lived in Atlanta. Like as far as New York shit. Like I couldn't get my hand on Jay's Volume 1 in Atlanta, but you could go to the west side of Charlotte and they be playing Streets is Watching and it would be on mixtapes and shit like that. And so the aesthetic is more
Yep.
New York driven. And so I say
Yep.
that to say, even with the St. John's and going up to New York to find a deal not intact, the competitive fervor and spirit of the North Carolina rap scene is more similar to New York than any other Southern state. So he's aware of the rules of engagement is what I'm saying.
Facts.
Because competitively speaking,
and if he doesn't want to engage, which is it's totally fine. I'm not here to chastise him for that. And I feel like we're repeating ourselves, whatever the case is. But like you're giving me insight that I didn't have or I don't have. But it's just, hey, nah, not anymore. Unless you're gonna readdress that situation, but you don't want to because that's your man's, and that's
so
fine.
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, though, and this is for all y'all. This is for Sean and AG too. What if Kendrick jump out the window and say, "Well, fuck all that anyway. I still want the smoke."
That's how he is.
Doesn't
I
he have
expect,
to
I
engage?
expect him to.
But Cole said that. Cole said, "Yo, if you're gonna
He
do
stuck
it,
his
yo, my
chin
shit
out.
is open." Like
That's crazy.
I mean, we're living, like you said, we're all what 40 plus in here, right?
Right.
Mhm.
We're living in a different generation of engagement. We're living in a different generation of I'm better than you, you're better than me, fuck you, this and that. We're living in a different generation. Cole's mindset is his mindset. I think personally, Kendrick is built from a 90s perspective.
Well,
Kendrick
let's take
don't
it.
give
Let's
a
take it
fuck.
back to the lyrics
Hold
for a moment, because
I feel that way about Drake. I don't feel that way about Kendrick like you do.
No, I feel that about Push.
Oh yeah.
I feel that way about Drake in some sorts.
I
Clearly
mean,
Kiss and Beans and all them, yeah, them niggas are demons regardless. 50, all them niggas they're demons. Kendrick and Pusha have taken a page out of those guys' books. Cole is like, yo, I'm just not for that, especially with my man.
right.
They
but
have
To that point, like,
Lo,
let's
can
go.
I ask you something? Is that his
but
man's though? Is that his man's? Like, is
I
it?
think it's one sided. I think it's one sided.
if you followed their relationship throughout their careers, and I was doing my research with all this shit before we got on. And like I mentioned earlier, I saw a clip with him and Cole at House of Blues in Houston. This is I think what 2009, 2010, around that
Early,
era.
early.
You know, after Section 80 and then Born Center, whatever. These niggas are really, really like, and that's fine, and that's okay. That's okay.
The Conrad.
But he said,
That's okay. Like I'm not gonna ask you to alter your friendship for my entertainment.
right, and he said he thought that was like lame and corny to
It's
do so, to
cool.
step out against Kendrick, because Kendrick's one of his favorites. But I was
Cool.
talking to my cousin today, and he brought up the lyrics of Middle Child to me, and he was like, "I'm gonna show Cole some grace, because if you look at those lyrics, you'll see what time he was really on." He was talking about Drake. He said, "This watch came from Drizzy. He gave me a gift back when the rap game was praying I diss. They act like two legends can't coexist. But I never beef with a nigga for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's going to be legit." You know what I mean? So if he didn't think it was a legit thing with him and Kendrick, then I guess I got to bow out. You know what I mean? Because it was for
And that's it.
the
And
pleasure
that's
of the
it.
fans.
That's it.
But hold on.
My focus is now Drake and Kendrick, because I know them niggas don't like each other.
That's the main event.
Hold on.
They have a
Them
disdain
niggas
for
don't
each
like
other.
each other.
Facts.
Okay.
They got a disdain.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying when I'm asking, like, well, is that really your man's like that? Because here's the reality of the matter, too, that we got to peep, because I did my research too, Lo, and I was peeping this out, too. Well, Drake is responsible for helping both of their careers, actually.
Facts.
He helped both of their careers early on. Like, and so if he's cool with Kendrick and he's cool with Drake, well, it definitely seemed like these last few years, while Kendrick's catalog is taking a hit because of the last album, and while he's been gone for the better part of 5 years of the album, it does seem like he aligned himself with Drake more than he aligned himself with K-Dot. Now, that may not be the case behind the scenes, but you doing, like, you heard how Drake was talking on First Person Shooter. He was definitely Xing Kendrick out of the equation on purpose. You sliding on the record with him. You doing
Yeah.
another follow-up song with him on the bonus edition. You going on tour with him. Y'all laughing it up. What did he say? The Spider-Man Neiman's be
Me is
looking at
pointing
Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
All right. So it's
I'm,
like for
I'm
me,
emptying. I'm emptying the clip.
But Cole had this
Now
weird thing about
you drew
being,
the you drew the line in the sand.
but he tried to like be ambiguous with it. Like he
Nah,
would be inclusive with like the big three is me, Kendrick, and Drake. But at the same time, he was shooting at Kendrick at the same time, you know? So I think this era in the
what he
whole is
said.
more
What he said was, and the line for me is that, and you said it too, Lo, is that when he says we the big three like we started a league, but
right.
right now I'm feeling like
Like
Muhammad Ali.
Right. Well, he
Do
doubled
you
down
say
on that
you
in
feel like
7
Muhammad
Minute
Ali?
Freestyle.
Kendrick got tired of that shit. Enough.
But
And he
Like,
that's
took the
Kendrick's fault.
opportune
Kendrick,
time. He
like
took the opportune time to link up with two niggas that don't like him.
but I ain't
right.
even mad at Cole for saying that because Kendrick had this hiatus. And
I'm not mad at that either.
do you get to keep your big three spot, you know, just hanging out for 5 years, not doing nothing when
Well,
this other guy is like on the rise? You know what I'm saying? So
AG.
The reason why Kendrick keeps that big three spot is because we weren't even talking about the big three really before that shit came out. After like that came out, this is why we having these podcasts. This is why we having these broadcasts and these interviews, because Kendrick said, okay, fuck the bullshit. Now, all right, let's get to it. Let me take these fucking gloves off.
Right.
Sean, me and you was talking behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
for real, this is like, all right, so if we breaking down the big threes through eras, if we parsing out big threes, this has been the longest tenured big three because we don't see nothing coming after them on the horizon. There's really no trio of nice MCs, and they've been more inclusive to each other as far as like, oh, we acknowledge the other two being in this big three with us. But you was telling me that you think the whole big three thing is kind of like a myth. So you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
want to
No,
expound on
the
that?
big three, the big three thing is not a myth, because the big three for me, it started with Nas, Big, and Hov, right? That was the big three. Unfortunately,
Shaw got a rebuttal to that. Shaw got a rebuttal
I
to
do
that.
too.
that's
I
that's
do
just me.
too.
That's just me. That's just me. That's just me.
I do too.
Go ahead, Sean Cook.
Unfortunately,
Let me get it off. Let me get it off. You know I'm
unfortunately,
waiting.
Sean
unfortunately.
been quiet. I wasn't Sean. I want to let Sean cook.
All
Look,
right,
I
Sean,
want
you
to
go
go.
ahead. Sean, you go ahead. You go
I
ahead.
want
I'll
to
cook
do
after you.
that. No. Go ahead. No, I want you to get that off.
No, I mean,
This is
like, niggas in the '90s knew like the conversation was Nas, Big, and Hov, right? That was the big three. That was what was said, was being rhetoric and the narrative, whatever the case is. Big passes. Nas takes the fucking. I mean, not Nas. Hov takes. He takes the
The
crown or
mantle.
whatever the case is, the
Yeah.
mantle, and talking to Big after, like, yo, you look on Volume 1, The City Is Mine. Don't worry, Playboy. Those, I'll take those. I
Take those
take those
rings.
reins. Yeah, like, all right, cool. But it wasn't no thing where it's like, nah, nigga, I'm nicer than you. It's like, I got it from here. And then as it grew, then it became the two. It became Nas and Hov.
Because
And
Big
then they
wasn't here
started
by default. Yeah.
See,
going back and forth at it. With
see,
these
here's
three, all right, go ahead, my fault.
no. I want you to finish your thought. That's my bad.
No, I'm saying with these three, because of the blog era of what I've been a part of, and I've seen all three of them rise pretty much simultaneously. The So Far Gone's, the Friday Night Lights, the Section 80s, and the albums and the albums and the albums, and Drake becoming the superstar he is, but Cole becoming the blue collar, fan that he is, and then Kendrick becoming, the whole superstar, but that got out of, and became who he is. Like, there are three different sectors of where all these guys are coming from, and they're still, as time is going on, they're still synonymous with each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't believe one or the other left each other behind. Yeah, okay, Drake is a numbers man. Yeah, that nigga's a monster. But
Mm-hmm.
then Cole is just the fan favorite. But then Kendrick is just like the artistic genius, this and the third. So there's so many sectors of where they all intercept with each other. And we all love them for different fucking reasons.
True. But
I thi-
what Sean was going to say, and I'll let you cook, Sean, it's an idealistic thing. The ideal of it is more of a myth. And I ain't gonna take my man's, you know what I'm saying, Sean or whatever. I'm gonna let him, you know what I'm saying, cook. But he was dropping some gems on that, you know, behind the scenes.
Yeah, I thought about this for a minute because I'm like, yo, is there really a such thing as a big three? When Jay mentioned the big three, he wasn't part of that big three. When he said who's the best MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas, he wasn't part of that equation. Let's keep it a buck. Because at that time, Pac was still the biggest thing, during that era. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Biggie was right there because he was the king of New York. How we want to frame it. Nas was still there because of Illmatic, and It Was Written was coming as well. But the big three as a whole was never really established because the Kings reigned at certain points. Nas reigned at one point, Big got it, then Nas got it back. Jay came kind of like on that back end of that when we finally got, you know, the Hove style, right? And
But not to cut you off. There was never a metric of what the big three had to be signified as. Like, we never had that big three. We never had that conversation of like, okay, well, why are they the big three?
Sean, let me push back a little bit on the Jay-Z comment though, because let's look at it like this. So the J comment is on Where I'm From. Where I'm From is track 13 on volume 1. It's the second to last song before You Must Love Me.
Yep.
On some rap shit, Sean, if you got done listening to Reasonable Doubt and then you listen to the way he was rapping on volume 1 and you got to record 13 and he made that statement.
Look at love.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that egregious for him to make that statement because the nigga was rapping his ass off.
He was cool. He was.
But he got other guys like P and Raekwon at the time.
I can remember where I was listening to volume 1, and the first time he said it, I was like, this nigga tripping. But then I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt again. And then I listened to volume 1 again. I'm like, this nigga really not tripping though.
Retroactively, you know what I'm saying? It's a classic line that spawned the idea of the big three, because before that, nobody was coining that phrase, just like GOAT. Before LL said, you know, the term GOAT, nobody was around here, you know, ideally coining that phrase. And Coop, you said the other night on our Station Head, yo, if you're not subscribed to Station Head, get over there and I'm gonna plug the channel, subscribe to Hip Hop Talks. But Coop, you said the other day on Station Head, like when Cannabis said the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th, that's when the buzz about Biggie being the GOAT started.
Yeah,
So,
it was Rakim before that. It was Rakim before that.
Thank you.
But here's what I'm so I want to just parse through a few things right quick. First of all, I hate when people put Tupac in the Big J and Nas conversation. Be like, well, what about Pac? Pac is before them. Pac is before them. Okay, Pac is before them. If Pac belongs to a big three, he belongs to the Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Tupac big three.
That's fair.
Early 90s. Has in 91.
That's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Before that,
like,
that's very
Kane, Rakim, and whoever you want to put between KRS and G-Rap.
KRS.
I would pick G-Rap.
G-Rap's a better lyricist, but KRS made Criminal Minded and By All Means Necessary.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
but to that point, it's always a fourth guy on the outside looking in, pause if applicable. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's a fourth or fifth guy. Like we talk about Big Sean or Future or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we got the big three established, and then it's always that fourth or fifth guy like, oh, yo, but they could take a spot at any moment. So
we never made the big three. We never made that.
Never.
Right.
Never.
None of us ever said that.
They said it themselves.
That was them.
But everything that has ever been created has been from the artist himself. When Lil Wayne was saying he was the best rapper alive, that didn't come from the fans. That came from him first.
And then when
the king of the South,
that came from him.
That came from him. Like, period. When Jay said he was better than Big, came from him.
Well, let's backtrack right quick.
I'm not better than Big. I'm the closest one.
So we could go.
We know what he was saying.
Let's go back a little further.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on,
Lord. Don't do that.
We could go back. Let's go to 89. Well, you could say that.
Okay, all right. I'm old, but like my nigga, I'm watching.
No. I'm saying this for context.
Go ahead,
like, in 89,
you
could pick 5 or 6 guys. You can pick Slick. You can pick G-Rap. You can pick Kane. You can pick Ra. You can pick KRS. You can pick L. So the big three really didn't become a thing in my mind until Jay said something on where I'm from.
That's Sean's point. That's Sean's point.
No, you're right. You're right.
They birthed it because even what Jay said that now, cool. You said 89. Let's go to 95, 96. We got Prodigy, we got Raekwon, we got Nas, we got Big. That's not that we had Mount Rushmores. We didn't have.
You're right. You're right.
Mount Rushmores. When DMX came in that wave, now you got DMX, you got Jay. As much as you want to talk about Ja, we had Ja in that group. So we had Mount Rushmores. We didn't have big threes. If you go into the early 2000s when the South took over, you had Jeezy, you had T.I., you had
Ross,
Game and 50.
You had 50, you had Luda. It was a Mount Rushmore because you had talent across board. This is the first
doing different things at the same time.
Things. You had flavors to pull from. You know what I mean? And their waves and their energy was so tough that you had to follow. Cool. You was in Atlanta. Remember how when Jeezy, remember when Jeezy came through?
Fam,
I was there. I was around.
Look, fam. My brother knew some of Jeezy's people. I have footage of the shows like before the deal. He had thousands of niggas singing the words to his song before Def Jam ever pulled up.
The black tees with the white snowman on it. Like we can talk about that another show.
Hold on.
I was in Macon, Georgia when Jeezy was coming out. If you know about Jeezy, you know about Macon. I was in
Where he from Macon?
He's from
Madtown.
He's from South Carolina. He's from South Carolina.
He born in South Carolina,
but he was born in South Carolina, but raised in Macon.
I was there when he was coming through. I was in San Diego in 2004 when Game was coming out. It was the energy that these guys had. And you too, Koopman, that was in the same area during
and then it was Ye and Weezy. So and T.I. But let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. Hold up, Coop. So since the big three now is more clear cut, well, not as defined now after Cole's move, but since for all these years, the past decade, it's been clear cut. Is that an indictment on this era? Because we talking about these past eras, we could name like 10 cats that's in the running. Is that an indictment on this era? For real?
No, it's not an indictment. No.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, okay, no. Let me ask you, why is it an indictment? Like, why do you think it's an indictment?
Because if three cats have been declared, Kendrick took 5 years off. If three cats can be the big three for a decade.
Before I even cut you off, we didn't declare that. That nigga did.
But everybody still agrees.
We just went along with it.
Right. So it is some truth to it. Right? If majority go along with it, might be some truth to it.
Okay.
But if a dude can take 5 years off and still hold a spot down in the big three, what does that say about the game as a whole?
That means we respect artistry, we respect talent, and we respect the nigga that knows how to get down. That's what that means.
I think it's a two-way
to me, to all my Jedi, my Star Wars fans out there, it's like Order 66. It ain't that many Jedis left.
I ain't never seen a Star Wars movie, so I don't even get that reference.
Well, it's not too many one of them ones walking the earth left. Is what I'm saying.
Thank you. Say it like that.
Hold on. First of all, Lo, I'm with you. I don't fuck with Star Wars, so I don't know what he's talking about. But second of all,
I ain't get the reference. I'm like,
y'all killing me tonight.
AG, I think it's a two-way. I think it's a two-way street that you're talking about.
Okay.
Like, is that an indictment on the game? Not totally, because there's still a lot of talent that's been out while these guys have existed. But these guys have proven to be the cream of the crop, maybe more so than any other era.
That's right.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, Drake is a numbers guy, right? Drake is going to smash you on the Billboard. We all know that.
Kendrick is the artist.
Kendrick is the artist.
Cole's the rap guy.
And Cole's the rap guy.
Okay.
Again, like I said, Cole has now removed himself from the competitive aspect of this sport.
Okay, I'm glad you're there because I want to say something else because this is to you, Lo, at the top of the show. This is another indictment for me. You said hip hop is fun again, right? Because we got the sparring.
Yeah.
The other night when Cole did his thing at Dream Fest, I felt like what Nas said in 06 came true to a degree. I was tweeting back and
And no,
forth with
and then
somebody.
and for the people in the comments, like just give them a reference. So
Hip hop is dead. Hip hop is dead, right?
okay, all
So
right.
I was tweeting back and forth. Shout out to B Mad on Twitter. If you're watching, and I said that hip hop is dead. On that Dream Fest stage, and he said that hip hop itself is not dead, just that aspect of it. So I
And
started
that's
thinking,
it.
I said, okay, but let's go through. I always consider battling, like, Coop said, Busy B and Kool Moe Dee. Battling is one of the unofficial pillars of hip hop that's not named. It's like the unnamed one, right?
No, that is
So,
the pillar. That is one of the official pillars of hip hop. You
okay,
gotta stop trying to rewrite history.
official, whatever. Is that
No,
that
official.
died? Okay, official. So that died that night when the sport of competition is thrown out the window, right?
That died that
So
night with him.
with him,
With
but
him, it
overall,
died for him,
It died for
but
not for
him.
all of us.
people
Not
are
for all of us.
accepting.
It died for him.
People are accepting of that sentiment, though, is what I'm saying. So
That's
we go
them.
through the other pillars, right?
All right.
B-boys,
Who?
B-boys, the pillars of hip hop. B-boys,
Where
not
was it
that's
built?
why.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Where was it?
You said who? Like the graph. Graph is not a thing anymore. The
No,
DJ,
that's not true. No. AG, hold
not
on.
like it was. Don't do that, Coop.
AG,
Don't do that,
no.
Coop.
No, hold on.
Who's
Niggas is still
illegally
hold on.
going into Subway chase graphic now? Nobody. Come on, Coop.
Niggas is still tagging in Atlanta.
Okay, but is it like it was?
Like facts.
No.
Is
It's
it
not.
like it was?
Yeah, no, we know it's not. We know it's not.
No,
Okay.
of course not.
All
It
right,
can't
all right.
be because it's
So-
not because they'll
B-boy,
arrest your
graph,
ass if they catch you doing it now. So you gotta wait till 4 o'clock in the morning to spray the bridge.
but people
Do
still
niggas still
did
have-
it, right?
all
All right,
do
so we
niggas still
going
have-
through. Hold
all
on.
right,
Let me
do-
cook.
wait,
Let me cook. So we
Go
got
ahead.
the DJ. We got the DJ, right?
niggas
Mixtapes
have
is a
sound
dead
classes still?
thing. The DJs are around still, but mixtapes are dead. The DSPs took them out, and then DJing is not really a thing as far as the art of DJing no more. And as far as the MCs, we already done went through that. These three are the cream of the crop, but the rest of the field ain't looking that tough. So if you got battling, that's dwindling, graph, MCing, DJing, all the elements is
If
dwindling.
battling was dwindling, we would not be here right now.
Well, we waiting.
But
Hip
if it
hop
was
rests.
dwindling, we wouldn't be here right now.
Hip hop is resting
Hold on.
on the boy Drake. If we
Hold on.
being
Hey,
real,
Huh?
Hold on. First of
hip hop
all,
battling is resting on that boy Drake. If we
Why
being
are we
real,
talking about this conversation right now? Because Kendrick lit off a fucking bomb. Drake
we
ain't say
waiting on
shit.
a response.
Right,
We
but
waiting on a
Kendrick
response.
set off the bomb.
Okay, but let
Like-
me
like,
ask
hold
y'all
on,
this:
hold
out of
on.
everything I named, what elements are still thriving?
I mean, first of all, I
All
think
right,
you're underrating the DJ. I think you're underrating
okay.
the DJ
All right,
greatly.
so let me say this. We focus on what we want to focus on, right? We focus on what's entertaining. We focus on what's fun. We focus on what's controversial. We focus on what's exciting, right? If we all
Correct.
can agree to that, correct? We don't know who's graffiti battling. We don't know who's DJ battling. We don't know what sound clashes are happening. We don't know none of that shit because we focus on the things that are fun and entertaining to talk about. We're not going to talk
Right.
about a DJ battle right here. We're not going to talk about a graffiti battle right here. But do we all know that that's not happening? Just
Like,
because
no,
the
okay.
we see it on our
mainstream doesn't put it
timeline,
out
do we
there.
know it's not happening?
Right? No,
Hold
because
on.
it's not mainstream.
Right.
AG.
So, all right. So does that mean it's not happening because
No,
it's not mainstream?
but it's not to the forefront, and it's not what it always was.
I understand that because now it's not
It works in
utilized.
cycles.
I get
Yeah.
I get that perspective, but does it mean it's not happening? Does it
No,
mean the
I'm
floor
not
is
saying
still
it's not happening. I'm not saying it's not happening at all. But what I'm saying is what Cole did was what was best for him. Like Styles P said, it's messing up our frequencies because the people who love hip hop is messing us up. He did what was best for him, but where does that leave hip hop space in going forward
No one
for
is
one of the
mad at
major elements?
no one is mad at him for waving the white flag. Is it
I'm a little
necessarily
mad.
the root or
I'm a
the
little mad.
authenticity of hip hop?
I wouldn't
It's
say
not.
nobody. I
Two
wouldn't
things
say
can be
nobody.
true. Two things can always be true.
True.
Yo, I'm not with that. I'm not doing that. That ain't for me. Bet. However, I don't want to hear that shit when you start talking. I'm not this, that, and the third. Cool. That's
I don't
it.
want to hear that shit at all.
But what
That's
did
it.
that do to the culture though?
It
Is
don't
what
do
I'm
shit
asking.
to the culture. It does shit to him.
You don't think
Right,
that moves
okay.
the needle on the
AG.
culture at all?
AG.
No, Nick.
AG. Like,
Yeah.
let me break it down for you. Is like, is graffiti as big as it used to be? No. But I know spots down in the city where niggas still tag and have graffiti battles. Is b-boying and breakdancing as big as it used to be? No. But I know clubs where if you walk in there, they're still playing beat breaks and niggas are still in there spinning on their heads and on boxes and shit. And so hip hop culture and all of its elements are always going to live. It goes through a rotation of what's at the precipice and what's at the forefront.
This is how I know our culture is fine, because look what we doing. Look how passionate we are right now. Look what
Well, that's a fact. That's a fact.
like. Look how like deep diving and going back to the roots and going back. We talking about KRS-One. We talking about Rakim. We talking about B-boys. We talking. This is how I know our culture is okay, because now we're saying like, yo, well, remember back then and remember this, remember that. We're not talking about gossip. We're not talking about who fucked who. We're talking about lyrics. We're talking about battles. We're talking about engaging in war and competition. That's how I know we good, because we're reminding people that might be on this stream or might see these clips later on, whatever the case is. Oh shit, I ain't know about KRS-One, or I ain't know about whatever the case is. This is our job. If we just sit there and dismiss all this shit and just back away from it, then it's like,
No.
y'all not doing your job.
No, I'm not trying to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that to a degree, it's on life support, right? With everything going on.
It's not. It's
Whoa.
not on life
No.
support.
Okay, so AG, what happens if
Why are we waiting for Drake and Kendrick to drop tonight? That's life
right?
support.
Hold on. AG, what if when Future and Metro drop tonight, Pusha T and Future get on a joint together?
And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna be
And
right
get
back
busy.
at this.
But that's the spirit of
We'll be
competition.
right back
Listen,
here on
That's
Thursday.
my
listen.
point.
All right, cool.
Point.
Cool. Your daughter's how? My son is 16, right? And
My daughter's 17.
And he's tapped into music now. This is the first major battle he's witnessed in his lifetime where he could really decipher lyrics, tap in, and stuff like that. When we was in our formative years, how often did we have the same?
We had it with frequency.
Now that's your job to educate.
That's
Right,
what
okay,
I'm saying.
So you're
But this
talking
is the
about the
first
climate.
time experiencing it.
The
They're
climate.
few and
Then
far
now you gotta
between.
give him the lineage of like what
Well,
what
no,
caused this.
he knows that, but these instances are few and far between. They're not
Okay,
at the
so
same clip.
AG, this is what I mean is like, so here's the educational part. When my daughter pulled up on me about the Cole shit, she was like, yo, daddy, you seen what Cole did? I
Right.
was like, yeah. Because she knows her history, because I've taught her history, she's like, that ain't about to play.
Right.
But she's my kid, so she knows, you know, the things that I share with her. She like, yeah.
That's your bloodline.
Yeah.
Right. She like, yeah, I ain't with that shit at all, Dad. I'm like, like neither is Dad, but that's
the
where you
reason-
get it from. So a lot of
the
it,
you know the funny
education
thing
and
is-
information.
You
Right.
know the funny thing is that y'all say this. You know me, and I'm not trying to like cloud chase or whatever the case is. Me and Jermaine Dupri have a very, very close relationship, right? So he'll call me and we'll talk about this type of shit. And he'll always tell me, you know, the conversation we had yesterday, he was like, yo, niggas they gotta go to school. And what he meant by that was they gotta go through like classes and tests and this, that, and the third. Like they gotta go through all that shit. And what he means by like, and he was specifically referring to this whole Jermaine, you know, J. Cole shit and Kendrick. He's like, you gotta get tested. You gotta know your history. You gotta know your research. You gotta do your homework. Right? And I feel like a lot of these kids and new fans or whatever the case is, they're not doing their homework. They're not doing their testing. They're not studying. They're not understanding what comes with
Nah, that's
said
right.
certain thing. And he
Right.
was like, yo, Lo, Cole had to do his homework with a type of nigga like that.
I'm
Okay.
glad you brought. Go ahead, Coop.
I mean, but this is part of the education part. So I was actually living in Atlanta for Jeezy's Buzz and moved to California right in the middle of Games Buzz.
Right.
That's the type of shit that I could never explain in words to my kid. Like you had to be there to understand. I ain't never seen no shit like Jeezy in Atlanta.
You got to be there.
You got to see that live. Like when I went to Cali, the way that they was on game shit, I had no idea till I got to Cali. But you would have to be in Atlanta to know how Jeezy took the streets here. Ain't nobody ever took the streets like Jeezy down here, ever. I ain't seen the nigga close to it.
But to your point, it's and to Jermaine's point, you got to know the history. You got to know the schooling. You got to understand how Jeezy moved the streets in fucking Atlanta. You got to know how the game moved the streets in LA. You got to know how Jay moved the streets in New York. You got to know how JD moved the streets in Atlanta as well. You know what I'm saying? So like how Jermaine moved the streets in Fayetteville. if you're not gonna study for the test, you're gonna fail. And
Speaking
that's what
speaking of
Jermaine is saying. He's like, yo, bro, you gotta study this shit. This hip hop is school. We gotta get through the process. We gotta go through the grades and the grades and the grades and the grades. I gotta know about the KRSs. I gotta know about the Rakims. I gotta know about
Required
the.
reading.
It's a
Required
thank-
reading.
That's it.
right,
That's
fact.
it.
If you go when you step into English class in high school, they tell you got to know these books, or you can't
That's
fuck with
it.
this class. Hip hop is the
don't-
same
and
way.
and then don't and this is what Jermaine told me. Don't get mad when the teacher says we got a test on Friday and you fail and you don't because you ain't researched.
Yeah. So
That's
let me
it.
ask you all, let me ask you all this: who fault is that? Because we're talking about the
That's our
lineage.
fault.
It's our
That's our
fault.
fault.
Because why?
That's
Because
on us.
social media is driving that.
But you see the conversation we're having right now.
Yeah,
This needs to happen reoccurringly.
it's gotta. Yes, this gotta happen because right now we're having the cooler talk on camera.
Mhm.
We're having the
Facts.
talk that we had back then. Think
Yeah.
about it in the
Lunch
90s,
table.
who was the
Lunch
one.
table in high school.
That's it.
Lunch
Barbershop,
table in high school.
Absolutely.
barbershops, basketball practice, locker
Right.
room,
Yeah.
all that.
On
Right.
the court, in the barbershop, at the lunch
Right.
table. Right.
Right.
I'm presenting
Corner
my
of the
kid-
neighborhood on the stoop.
This is nigga. This is Thanksgiving when you talking with your uncles and
Word.
your OGs.
Word.
This is what this is.
Word.
Yeah.
You got to be very mindful and very and I want to give y'all praise to the highest power that I can have these conversations and you know niggas is like, oh, you know, Low pulling up, but he's on Apple Music, but he pulling up with grassroots. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about that.
Nah, we
Like-
appreciate you pulling up for real.
But because I can't have like, you know, I can have these conversations on Apple, but like this is unfiltered conversations and this is what people need to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
Right.
need to see and hear
I
the
mean,
inflection.
it's
the
like this.
craftsmanship.
How about this? When you teach properly, you end up becoming the student. So my
There it
daughter
is.
pulled up on me about Glow's project and about the Meg song. I didn't know. She was
No.
literally like, I was like, I'm fucking with that. Yeah, Glow. She's like, but Daddy, have you heard the song with Meg? I was like, no, send it to me.
Yo, each one teach one.
And I was like,
But
oh
that's
shit.
fun.
I was like,
That's
this
the fun
shit
part.
fire.
That's
Right.
the fun part.
That lets
That's the
me know
fun
that I
part.
did my job as far as the education. Because now she be pulling up on me like, yo. So
You
now
really
like
is.
I pick her brain. I'm
Yep.
like, yo, how that Trav? She's like, it's not Astro World, but it's good. I'm like, okay.
It's all right. It's all
Yeah,
right.
that they at that age. That's the age that my
'Cause
son
now
is at. You know,
all they doing is turning into you.
facts. Hey,
That's all
Sean,
they doing.
Sean will tell you I got a little monster on my hands. You know what I'm saying? My son, he
And
wild.
cultivate that shit, and man, yo,
Keep
just
it solid,
breed her to
man.
be one of us when we grow up. And I love that shit, bro.
Yo, I want to segue a minute. I want to ask y'all about Cole's approach on the song, 7 Minute Drill, because he evidently didn't want to go at his homie like Lo was saying. But I think that it's a balance that you can strike when you trying to go at somebody you respect,
Right.
but you still got to be scathing. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna point and salute who I think is the GOAT, Nas, because I don't think he gets enough credit for doing that, balancing that. You know what I'm saying? For situations that he ain't really want to do it, but he did
Wait,
it,
against
and it
Hov?
came out scathing.
I don't hold on. First of
Exhibit,
all,
wait, exhibit A. No, I'm gonna get to it. Let me
No,
cook.
I'm just asking. I'm
Let me get
just
to
asking.
it. Exhibit A. He said in Ether, "What's sad is I love you because you're my brother.
Right.
yo,
You traded your soul for riches."
I ain't
All right,
trying
but-
to hear all that.
All
Nah,
right,
AG,
but two, nah,
AG,
I'm
I ain't
still-
trying to hear that. That nigga,
I'll
that nigga
tell you
Nas,
this.
that nigga Nas is rooted in the fundamentals of hip hop history and culture.
Right.
The nigga like to battle.
I
Right,
He
but-
done danced with
but I'm
everybody.
getting
He done,
to- I'm
everybody
getting
that's wanted to dance, he's been like, okay, nigga, let's
It's the-
dance.
But I'm saying it's the
I'll
art
tell
of
you
war.
this.
You ain't
I'll
getting
tell
what
you
I'm
this.
saying. You ain't getting what I'm saying, Coop. He's balancing, towing that line. So on Last Real Nigga Alive, he says it hurt me when I had to kill him. Like I didn't want to have to do it.
I
But it
will
hurt
I don't
me.
tell
believe that.
you this.
I don't
If
believe
you-
that.
But wait, I'm not done.
Two things.
Like, yeah,
Two
listen,
things.
y'all talk when I get done. Wait, hold on, time out. All right, so 50 Street Riders. What'd he say? I showed their first ice. Now they like I love you. Knew
Right.
them when they hustled.
Right.
Now they try to sue Russell. Like he told
MC
50, like I
Burial.
can't point out your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? I know you. Go reference Destroy and Rebuild. I would have told you Prodigy's my dog. This hurts me. Like to do it to nature. Mega, I hope you
Nigga,
blow.
did you write the record?
It hurts
No.
me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
AG,
So,
AG,
he's striking that
AG.
balance.
Ain't not
AG
a
is
problem,
cable.
Wait,
bro.
hold on. I'll tell you this. There's two things I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
You tell me I got dick sucking lips, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
tell me I'm a
But
top
hey,
of hoe, I'm gonna kill you.
yeah,
hey, that's
That's
fine.
crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
Look
I'm
here,
not trying.
AG.
I'm not trying
But
to
I
water
get, but I
down.
get what you're saying.
I'm not trying to water down either. Cole didn't have to
No,
be disrespectful like that, but he
Sam, first of
now
all,
struck a balance to toe the line. Like, yo, I'm gonna kill you in this battle,
he-
but all the
Yeah.
time let you know that I don't
Okay.
really want to have to do this to you.
But I still
look
love you.
here. Reference point though.
You
He's a
lead
writer's writer
with
at the
love.
end of the
You
day.
lead with
No,
love, right?
no, he's
Love
a writer's
yours.
writer. He's a writer's writer, so he knows how to scope that shit out differently than other people.
Yeah. Nas is built
But
differently.
Right, he's different. That's what I'm saying. Is like he's not a good case study for how to talk in these battles because first of all, he's talked in more of them than anybody else. But the scope of him as a writer is different,
He's
and so he's
disrespectful
always
and
going to
respectful
offer
at
you.
the same time.
He's going to
That's what
offer
I'm
you.
Like, no,
saying.
but see, we keep going back. All right. We're trying to analyze this generational gap. Like the Nas's, the Prodigies, the Wu Tangs, the G Units, the State Properties, like the Rough Riders, the Rock. Like these niggas were built differently. It wasn't like it really was not friendly competition. Like it's not
No,
the
No,
OVO TDEs. It's not the
no,
Dreamvilles.
Yo,
It
AG,
no.
ain't that.
no.
AG,
But him and Prodigy had a
AG.
personal relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the
but
historian
hold on.
revealed
No, I'm
like
just
that.
saying like Prodigy, like with his issue or
Him
Mobb
and
Deep with
Mega.
their issues with
Yeah.
Pac and whatever the
But
case
here's what
is.
I'm saying.
It ain't that. It's just not that no
AG,
more.
Right.
AG.
Yo,
He's literally on Destroy and Rebuild. How many times Jungle of Shame that we had to go get some niggas to get your weak chain back? That's
yeah.
not friendly shit, nigga.
That's not friendly. That's not
He's
friendly
literally
at
saying
all.
It's not
niggas
friendly.
robbed you. Niggas robbed you. My niggas had to handle it. I'm tired of this
Nigga,
shit.
But that's my point. When you got
how
history,
many times Hov and them
with somebody, you can do that. You can reference that, like, don't make me do this to you because I know you, dog. Like
he
J.
did it.
Cole
But he
and
did it.
Kendrick been friends for years.
And he don't want to do that. Kendrick
Yeah.
is fucking wired differently.
He is
Push it is
1000%.
wired fucking differently. J. Cole is just not wired to that
I
degree
think
of
Drake's the one that's
disrespect.
wired differently, actually,
Yeah,
between the three
I
of them.
agree with you too. I agree
Yeah,
with you too.
Drake's the one that's
1000%.
wired
He's
differently.
petty. He's
But
petty.
that whole
Petty.
He
J. Cole
might be the
shit.
only one more petty than Jay. It is close.
Oh well, no,
But
he took a page out of that book.
1000%.
He took a
Blue-
page out of that book.
He's not as petty as Jay, but he close.
Man, it's
Yeah.
No,
He's close.
I don't know,
No.
man. Drake falls through with it. Drake be messing with these guys, women and shit, and
inviting them
talking.
to concert.
No.
Drake is,
Hey, look here.
Drake.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
want to talk on it too quick, but the reason why Drake be that way, be like, yo, that's not your girl, because I was with you in
Right.
Vegas when we had all the girls. So you gonna
That's
share
what I'm
that
saying.
girl, nigga. So you
He's
gonna share
messy.
that girl.
You
He's
do know
petty and
the
messy.
opening track on We Don't Trust You, that second verse is about who?
Yeah.
Who's it about?
Yeah.
You talking about the first track?
He talking about Aubrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That
whole
second
album is
verse
about
on
Drake.
the opening track that We Don't Trust You. That nigga's aiming.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He can't be talking about anybody
whole
else.
album, the whole
Yeah, who else
album is
niggas
Drake.
talking about?
It's personal. It's
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
It
saying.
is personal.
So I
Because
think
Drake be pulling up on niggas' bitches
tonight
like you share that girl.
I think tonight after we finish this broadcast, I think it's gonna be some very, very crazy fuckery.
Yeah, as it should be. We need
And
it.
we don't even and we
Hey,
don't know
and
the
we're
features.
gonna be
We
right
don't know
back
the
here next
features on
week
that
for
shit.
it, right? We're gonna be
Huh?
right back next week for it.
Oh nigga, we're gonna be right back tomorrow.
I'm
Tomorrow.
about to say I'll be back tomorrow morning if I need to be. Right.
Yo, listen,
I mean,
listen.
literally here with it. You
If
know,
I see Pusha T or Kendrick on that track list,
Yep.
I'm calling
Yep.
y'all niggas up tonight.
Look
Yeah.
here. Look here.
that
Look here.
I'm like,
Pusha
yo,
T
pull
was
the
trending.
broadcast back up. We got
Look.
work to do.
we'll
Pusha
go
was
over to
trending.
Station Head once again. If you ain't subscribed to Station Head, Hip Hop Talk, say it over there. We can play.
Pusha,
You know what I'm saying? Plug.
Look, Pusha,
We got to play the
look,
music
AG,
live if they drop
AG.
tonight.
Oh, no, if they drop, if it goes
AG.
that direction, I'm gonna charge my phone. I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
y'all niggas. I'm like, yo, 2:00. We got work to do.
We coming over to
AG.
Station Head.
AG.
We go right to
No,
Station
we
Head.
gonna be live on here, nigga. AG.
Yeah,
I
Pusha.
don't give a fuck where we live at. If
Pusha?
I think what's gonna happen on that album, oh,
Well,
yeah,
hey, we got to be able to play the music. We might get copyright strike here. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Station
Fuck all
Head.
that.
first off, I ain't getting. First off, I ain't getting sued for none of y'all niggas.
Yeah, no. I get those emails. I'm doing that. We're not doing that.
Look here. Pusha was trending on Twitter more than Drake and fucking Cole and Kendrick yesterday. What the fuck does that tell you really going
Wait,
on?
what happened with that? What happened with that?
No, about this album. He was trending yesterday about
I did
like
see a lot of people saying, "Yo, what? I wonder if Pusha's gonna be on the album, this and the third." So, I mean, we got about 2 hours left until that shit hit. I thought I would have had it by now, but I guess
I mean, for people who know me,
your plugs ain't coming through, low.
Yeah, my plugs ain't coming through. I'm like, yo, bro, like, where's it at? They're like, yo, it's a universal release. We can't really. I'm like, oh, fuck out of here.
Metro and Future done put it on lock. Hey,
your
speaking of which,
they locked that shit up quick.
tell the plug Taj to come through or something, man.
while we having this big three talk, Future's actually the odd man out in this conversation because it actually should be a big four.
No,
and Future would be that fourth guy.
You want to get the Future?
No,
Who is he leapfrogging?
Why not?
Who is he?
He's fourth or fifth. It's him and Big Sean.
They not the same.
It's him and
They
Sean.
not the same. They not the same. And it's no disrespect to Future because Future has just like
I'm with Coop. I'm with Coop.
I'm looking at Wale and Big Sean.
No, Wale is not sniffing. Wale is not sniffing. No, Wale is not sniffing that. It's Sean and Future.
Wale's not in this conversation to me.
4 and 5 is Sean and Future. I don't care where you got them.
Music, it's just not synonymous. Like when you look at Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, their music is like it's cohesive, it's synonymous, right? When I look at Future, I look at him more with Tip, with Gucci, with Jeezy. I look at that over there. Like that's I feel like how good he is. When you look at Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, like these niggas have traded spots simultaneously for years.
So you're saying they're operating in similar spaces and Future's operating somewhere else?
Yeah, like and it's, again, this is no disrespect to Future because that nigga can make some joints. That nigga can make an album that can make. He done did joints with Dre, cool. I understand that. Then he done did shit with Metro, cool. I understand. Then he done did a hip hop joint. Then he did a R&B joint. And now he done did this shit with Metro. Like that he's just on a different type of time than them other two niggas.
Well, let me ask you that. Well, let me ask you this. When we was referencing back to the older big three with Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, granted that was like New York, right? Mm-hmm. But people want to argue if Pac was in there. But to your point, what you're saying about Future, is Pac the one that's off to the side? Like, nah, Pac is something different.
I would agree with that.
Okay. That's what I
but here's the thing.
Would agree with that. I definitely
but Pac supersedes them, and I feel like a lot of them took tools. Pac supersedes them in a lot of ways. And the big three. And I'm gonna tell you why.
We talking about when they all were alive. When they all were alive, he did.
Hold on.
Don't piss me off. What big three? Don't piss me off.
Big Jay-Z and Nas. He supersedes them in this way.
And when they were all alive, yes. When they were all alive.
No, not even when they were all alive.
Dive into that.
The way that they crafted their music is based on his formula.
You're fucking lying, but continue.
How?
Tell me why.
Because their thing, Jay, Nas, and Big thing is to make the street joint and then to make the radio friendly joint. Big and Jay more than Nas.
Out of that. Nas don't go.
No. Nas played the game, fam. Nas played the game, fam. Dr. Knock Boot, Uchi Wally, fucking Dr. Knock Boot.
You can name them all. You can name them on one hand, Coop. You can name them on one hand, Coop.
The formula is Pops, though.
We can make just one EP with Nas and joints. We can make one EP with Nas and joints. Don't do that.
It's still the formula is the formula, fam. Pac's the one that gave them that formula.
You're referencing Uchi Wally in regards to the formula that Pac was.
Nah, Uchi Wally's hard. Don't do that.
You know what?
Uchi Wally's hard, bro. Like
my phone about to die, and I'm not doing this with y'all tonight.
You're not doing it. So hold on.
You really said that?
Yeah, Pac does supersede them on that because he's the one that gave them a lot of the formula that they work with. When these dudes,
Pac got to where I'm from.
Ambitious as a rider.
No.
You talking lyrically, Low?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. No, you talking about on some rhyme level shit. I get what you're saying. I'm talking about the way that the product is put together, the content, and how they're balancing out what they're putting the content together.
I stand corrected.
No, he can't.
I know. I get emotional sometimes. I get emotional.
He's not about to get. He not about to make a Take It in Blood. He's not about to make a Kick in the Door or the Eagles. No. His lyrical capacity is not like that.
That's my point. That's why I said what I said. Is he over there? Like, because he's not,
No, I know. I stand corrected. I agree. I agree.
but he's not
But
the
the
lyrical.
balancing act that they provide you as an artist is what I'm saying. He provided that
But I've
first.
always
Is what
said
I'm saying.
He did.
I've always
He
said
did.
that. I've always said that. I've always said Pac was the superior artist. I've
Yes.
always said that.
But what
Pac
we
is the
champion
superior
lyrically,
artist
what
of
we
all-
champion lyrically, because that's why I
Lyrically,
was
no.
asking. That's why I was asking, because you hesitant, not you, Coop, but he was hesitant to put Future with the Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. So I said, okay, is that why we're hesitant to put the Pac with the Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas because of the lyrical
all
prowess?
right, I can understand that comparison. All right,
Maybe, but Future can't do "Dear Mama" or "So Many Tears." You feel
Hell
what I'm
no,
saying?
no, hell no.
that,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
No, yeah, you're not saying that.
No,
But why we-
he's making a parallel between big threes. You know what I'm saying?
But why are we focused on the number? Why can't we just focus on who's who? We don't have to focus on the big three. Future might not be part
We
of
never
that.
said we never
No.
said it. It was them.
Right.
We
don't
never
need that.
said it.
Right. We don't need
We
that's-
never said it. I'm like, oh, yeah, nigga, I love Future. I love
Right,
Jeezy.
that-
I love Tip. I
that
love
right
Cole.
now-
I love Drake. I love Hove. I love Nas. I never said, yo, it's big. They said it.
Because right now, whether we want to believe it or not, the boy is the one. Drake is the one. Let's keep it a buck.
Numbers
Drake
wise,
is
yes.
here. Drake is here. Everybody
Lyrically,
else is
no.
on whatever role. That's what it is.
Okay, low. I was with you on the lyrically no, but he checks all the other traditional real nigga rap boxes that Kendrick and
Who?
Cole not checking.
He's
Drake.
not better lyrically
The
than
real
Kendrick.
nigga
Coop, don't
rap
do
what?
that.
Like, the real
Don't do
nigga
that,
rap
Coop.
what?
Like,
Don't do that, Coop.
first of all,
Don't do that,
he
Coop.
engages in battle when he's tested. He's been to battle with Budden,
I never
with
said.
Common,
I said
with
that
Pusha.
earlier. I said
Cool.
I
Still
said
dance.
Drake is battle
Cool.
tested. I said that.
Say with a straight face that Drake is better lyrically than Kendrick.
No, that's crazy.
That's what you was insinuating.
That's crazy.
Wait,
That's
Okay,
crazy
so
to say that.
as
But
long as we're clear, as long as we're
but
clear.
lyrics can't be the main composite
It can't
of
be.
what?
of who's the best MC.
Y'all know fucking out.
Because if that was the case, low. If that was the case, Cannabis would be the greatest MC of all time. Like, how about this? You want to know? I watched the old performance of when Meth and Red and DMX and LL Cool J did 4 3 2 1 at the Apollo.
Yeah, that was Survivor the Illest tour.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
if you ask me
That's
who the best lyricist, now X, as far as a lyricist, would come in 4th place, but he's better than all 3 of those guys.
I agree with you.
But he's better than all 3 of those guys in my opinion.
But what I'll
'Cause
tell
those
you is
guys can't
Kendrick
do
makes
what
no, he's
he
a
does.
better
Kendrick
artist.
makes
Yeah.
good songs just as well as Drake can make good songs. He's
Right.
not as versatile.
Say that again.
Kendrick can make good songs just as well as Drake can, but Drake is a little bit more versatile.
That I disagree with.
The demographics, Drake
think makes
touches
better
more
songs, bro?
demographic.
Hold on, AG.
Huh?
AG, who you think make better songs, Lo? Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Better songs?
Songs.
Yeah,
So,
Drake.
Universal,
Drake,
yes,
right?
Drake.
Yeah,
But
Drake.
what I'm saying
Kendrick
is,
can rap
let's
in a
not.
manner where you like Drake can't fuck with that nigga, right?
But what I'm saying is, even though Kendrick is more lyrical, let's not act like Kendrick can't make good songs.
Hey,
hold on.
No, we're not saying that.
Okay,
You asked the question. You said who can make better songs?
that's Drake.
That's Drake, right?
Kendrick has made great songs. Don't kill my vibe.
Yeah.
To me, that's the Nas and Jay argument. Jay made all the hit records.
Not that argument.
It's
That's
the same
wild.
Don't
not having that argument.
No, I'm talking about hit records.
They're
hit
comparable lyricists. No, they're comparable lyricists.
Jay only has
they are comparable lyricists.
Y'all know that, right? Jay only has one number one album, number one song.
Yes.
Okay,
New
so
York
let me go ahead and
State
finish.
I mean,
I've said this all the time.
That's Empire.
Jay's the best hustler ever because Jay had people think he was some awesome hit maker that he wasn't. It's his B-sides.
No. You missing what I'm saying.
Honest, and I'm a whole Venger, and y'all all know this. Yeah. Jay is not a great hit maker.
Yes, thank you. Fucking
and I can admit that.
Somebody admits it. He's not a great hit maker.
Jay is not a great
good
hit maker.
He's a good hit maker, but he's not a great hit maker.
He's not a Drake hit maker.
No,
he's not a Drake.
No.
He's not an L. He's not a Pac. He's not a Big.
But
no,
Jay's
Drake touches more demographics than Drake does.
Jay's longevity is bar none.
But here's the thing. Okay.
I don't think we should diminish like Jay-Z's hits like that, though, if we being real.
No. I'm not diminishing that. I'm not. Listen, I'm the first person to be honest and transparent. Drake can make a hit out his ass and his sleep is at a third. Jay just that ain't him.
Yeah.
But longevity,
Like I would say that 50 is a better hit maker than Jay. Like
I would agree.
Okay, so
I
so I
agree.
see. I just
I
see
would
where
agree.
you're
I think
saying
he's a
that.
better hit maker
saying
than Drake, though, in a vacuum.
It's close.
No, I wouldn't agree with that.
I
It's
think
close.
50's hit making run is the best hit making run ever. Me personally.
Ridiculous.
No,
It
We
was
want to talk about like a
short.
3 or 4 year
Especially writing
stretch.
for other
It
people.
was short and potent,
Ridiculous.
but Drake's is
Right. That's what
Drake's.
I'm talking about. If you put everything together, it's 50.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Magic
but Drake,
Stick, Bucks
Drake has
album,
more
Bank
longevity
album,
with the
Games
hit
album,
stuff.
Nigga wrote
G-Unit
7.
album.
He wrote what? 6, 7 records on the Game's debut album,
Yes.
Yeah,
and they were all
but
hits. And
but
they were
y'all was
all
missing my
bangers.
point about Jay-Z and Nas. Nas don't have as many hits as Jay does. They're comparable lyrically, but Nas is the superior lyricist to me. But Jay-Z had more hit records. You can say the same for Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick is superior lyrically, but Drake has more hit records. But that doesn't take away from Kendrick's ability to
It
make
There's a
good
bigger gap.
songs.
It
Because
don't.
Nas makes great songs as well.
No,
It
the gap's
don't.
bigger. The gap's bigger between Drake's lyricism and Kendrick's lyricism as opposed to a Nas and a Jay.
Okay,
That's
okay.
the
I'm just
difference.
making a
I can agree. I
parallel.
know. I can see.
I'm
where
just
that
making
comes
a parallel. But what I'm saying is Nas makes good songs, and people don't want to acknowledge that he makes good, records, good songs that could be played in different environments. Kendrick can do that as well. So let's not diminish that
No,
when we
we're
talk
not.
about
We're
him
not.
and
No, we're
Drake.
not. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not.
I mean, okay, so I'm going to tread this lightly. When you're saying he can make songs that gets played in better environments, it's like, are you talking about Good Kid, Mad City, and Damn? Because
Absolutely.
To Pimp a Butterfly
Not
played, To
outside
Pimp
of
a
All
Butterfly
Right.
is not like a different environment type of
Yeah,
fucking
no.
album. Where you can
Outside
play.
of All Right, nah, Pimp a Butterfly don't have that. Neither does Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale got a few
Thank
joints.
you. So
You know
half
what I'm
his
saying?
catalog really don't have what you're talking about.
Oh,
I mean, damn near all of
Okay.
Damn is that though.
oh shit.
No, Damn is that. That's his industry
That's his-
album.
Damn got some shit on there.
No, Damn is an industry album.
To me, Damn is like
but
Kendrick's
still got some
Volume
shit on
2.
there.
To me, Damn is like Jay-Z's Volume 2. Like as far as like every song can pretty much be a hit. You know what I mean? Like in that regard. That like you said,
no,
the
no,
industry
no,
album.
no, 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 no,
I don't know
no.
about that
Because
one.
when you look at Jay's
I think it
Volume
is.
2, no. When you look at Jay's Volume 2, you look at Hard Knock Life, you look at Can I Get A, you look at Money Cash Hoes,
The singles.
you look at Nigga What Nigga Who, you look at that's 4 right there.
It's All Right is on there. Money Ain't a Thing is
Yeah,
on there.
it's all right. Oh yeah, but Money Ain't a Thing. That's 6 right there.
Kendrick got
don't
about 4 or 5.
Kendrick got maybe 3.
Humble, DNA, Love,
Humble
I don't
DNA
count
and
Humble.
maybe Humble DNA and Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Humble's not like that for me. I think
Yeah.
it would be
Love,
No, but
Love
Loyalty
was
is like
one.
that for a lot
Love
of
was
other
one.
Loyalty. Loyalty is like
Love.
that. Love is like that.
So he got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
4.
You got to think about it like this. Can I Get A was based on the movie soundtrack for
Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2 soundtrack.
Rush Hour
yeah.
2.
It was
That one-
John's song
Kendrick
first,
ain't
but go
had
ahead.
no shit like that. Then you had Hard Knock Life. Then you had the tour.
Yeah.
But
Then
this
you
is
had
what I'm
Money
saying.
in the
Okay.
Thing that was,
Okay.
Then you had Money in the Thing that was based off of JD's debut album and his shit.
There's a lot of
here's where-
soundtrack stuff on there, but go
so
ahead.
here's where. So this is what I'm talking about with Jay though. But the best song on that album is probably a week ago, or Reservoir Dogs, even for all them hits. That's where Jay different.
All right, what you talking about? Best? You talking about hit wise? You talking about content wise?
Just like period, like on some rap shit. Like as far as like a hip hop song, like to me a week
better than
ago.
a week ago.
No,
What you
like
say?
Coming of
What
age.
you say? Oh, the Coming of Age 2?
yeah,
better
but
than a week ago.
y'all going song for song. I just mean what it means. Like you said, the industry album, like that's the one that Kendrick made.
That's
It's like
commercial-
this is my
that's the
commercial
commercial-
monster.
Yo, Volume 2 is Jay-Z's commercial arrival.
And which one is Kendrick's? It's Damn. Like
Damn.
Damn. That's what I'm saying. It's
But
Damn.
here's the thing. I mean, okay, but AG, Good Kid, Mad City has swimming pools, and it has Poetic Justice with Drake,
Mhm.
and it's got Backseat Freestyle, and it's got Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, and it's got
But is
Money
it-
Trees.
But is it more
Those were-
commercially viable than Damn though? I see you listing the songs, but is it more commercially viable? No,
No,
it's not.
it's not. It's not.
No,
it's not.
it's close,
not.
but no.
Wait, didn't Damn win a
What I'm
Grammy?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Kendrick got 17 Grammys. He got a lot of Grammys.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
didn't that win a Grammy?
It won a Pulitzer.
I don't know about all
To
that.
Pimp a Butterfly won the Pulitzer, not
I
Damn.
ain't making this. No. People think To Pimp a Butterfly won the Pulitzer. Look it up. It was
No,
Damn.
if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, tell me. Like
It was Damn.
I
It was
thought.
Damn. It was Damn
Dan
that
won a
won the
Pulitzer,
Pulitzer.
but to Pimp a Butterfly didn't.
Yes. Look it up.
But which one won the
Check
Grammy?
your Googles. It was Damn that did.
Well, I can't check my Google because I'm on YouTube with y'all niggas.
But it was Damn. You can trust and believe.
Okay,
Fact check
all
me.
right. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, that's his big album.
Okay, let's kind of like shift the narrative and kind of get back like on course to the current generation.
What did Dan win for? Dan won Best Rap Album at the Grammys.
And it won a Pulitzer. You phoned a friend. Ask him about the Pulitzer.
No.
You
My
said
man
you
is over
phoned a
there. Like
friend.
he's listening to this conversation.
Oh,
And he looked it up.
okay.
I told you I'm at the hookah spot. So my niggas like.
All right.
But yo, okay, so let's circumvent like back to what's going on right now. What are our expectations?
Circumvent is a crazy word.
It's a Kendricky word.
No,
Don't do that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
I'm not trying to pause you. I'm just saying circumvent is a crazy word. But go ahead.
What are our expectations moving forward for how this is going to unfold as far as the future Metro album that's about to drop? Here's what's getting lost in this too. The future Metro album is fucking banging too.
Yeah.
No,
future
From front to back. From front to back.
The whole album is fucking
Production is
great.
crazy.
The production, I mean, it's Metro.
I don't know from front to back, but it does have very, very
He got some bangers
consistent
in there.
highlights.
I personally didn't skip anything on the first one.
No. I
never
feel like
did
if you cut 4 songs of it, you have cut 4 songs off. You have the album of the year.
I think that's how I feel.
Yeah,
I
if you
think
cut
that's
4 songs off the Metro Future album, it's the album of the year.
I definitely feel how you feel. You're right.
But okay, so let's say this cranks back up in about 2 hours, like we say, and Kendrick pops up and comes outside, and Pusha comes outside, and niggas is like, no, we still feel like playing.
I think Kendrick holds back. Kendrick waits to see what's going on in the atmosphere. I think Kendrick waits to see if Drake jumps out the window. I honestly think Kendrick disappears. Right?
That's not new.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, but
I knew that was coming.
I think now Drake is on the main stage.
And if I'm Drake, I'm waiting to see what's said tonight. I'm not.
Who's in first place
that's
right
why
now?
That's why I tweeted. I'm like, yo, you gotta wait to see what's going on tonight.
Got to. They might have Ross on the album or something crazy.
Yeah, we gotta see like if Push gonna pull up, is Kendrick gonna double back? Like we gotta see. All right, what are we doing?
How do y'all think that Drake should address everybody else? We know Kendrick is the main target.
Yes.
So do you think he does like Jay-Z and give him all the rest of y'all taking shots at Jigga, you only get half a bar?
Sure as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing, or do you think he address everybody by name?
Not to cut you off, I think Drake lets this album drop, listens to the subliminals, the things that we don't know about. He's looking at the track listing right now. All right, who's featured? Who's this? Who's that? He hits 12 o'clock. Then he's going to listen to it and then watch the reaction of what is being said or whatever the case is.
That's fair.
I feel like, I forgot, somebody said this to me. Oh, my nigga Reem said this to me. He was like, yo, 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, we're going to get a fucking bomb.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
So Drake, are we all clear that Drake's in pole position right now?
Absolutely.
And who?
Absolutely.
Drake's in pole position right now, right? Like he's in number 1 spot.
Because he can sit back and survey the whole. He can sit back
against the wall right now.
But
Absolutely.
he gets the opportunity to survey the whole landscape,
I'm
though.
like, yo, bitch, nigga, what you gonna do?
But he gets to sit back and survey the whole landscape.
Yeah,
he know that Cole bowed out, and then he knows he can wait on.
My best friend bowed out. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take the reins.
Let me say this. I think that Drake definitely is in pole position, but I also think Drake has all the stones in his hand, because what he can do is put something that can throw everybody off. He can even throw Cole into that equation as well.
He's not gonna throw his light skinned best friend in that shit.
Hey, look.
Don't laugh like that. Don't laugh like that.
No, you being shady. That was shady.
I'm just saying, like, yo, bro, like you didn't clicked up with the light skinned nigga, and you
no, for real.
On the stage, and like he didn't apologize. So like now I gotta stand up for myself and you.
No.
It's like when Shalimar broke up, man.
Look, if Drake petty guy, if Drake is the petty guy we think he is, he's going to throw a light jab to Cole because this is an opportunity for him to take the complete pole position. This is where he can pull it away from everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what happens is right now is Kendrick has thrown a very, very direct shot at Drake.
Yes.
Right? For the last 2 weeks. We all can agree to that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He threw a direct shot. Like, yo.
Yes.
Why don't
I'm waiting for you to say something stupid, something dumb. I'm waiting for you.
Yes.
So now, in addition, okay, I got these other two niggas that are dropping a new album. So now I'm like, all right, are y'all gonna continue the onslaught? Are y'all gonna continue to act dumb?
Yes.
We don't know if it's a Pusha feature. We don't know if it's a Lil Wayne. We don't know what's going on.
Know.
So Drake has to sit back and be like, all right, let me watch what's gonna happen. Let me watch what's gonna be said.
Yes.
If there's nothing to be said, now Drake can focus back on Doc.
Correct.
Right? Because again, we saw the track listing before we got on. We don't know who's on the track listing. We don't know who's featured on any of these records. Is it an R&B album? Is it a continuous of that? We don't know what's going on. Once I hear what y'all type of time y'all on, now I know where to point my fucking pistol at.
Okay, but you know what I don't want? What I absolutely don't want is when Pusha did his thing against Drake, and then, you know, the word was that Pusha got his intel from Kanye about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Drake aimed his scope at Kanye, and Scorpion released a double album where 80% of it was Kanye disses, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want Drake to shift his gaze off of Kendrick and start shooting at just Future and Metro and dodging the elephant in the room, which is Kendrick, because that's on the table. Because I could see Drake doing something like that. Like,
AG, let me ask you something. Since you're saying that.
The initial, all right, hold on. Not to cut you off. My fault, bro.
Go ahead.
The initial engagement was between Metro and Drake. We all know that, right?
Absolutely.
The initial engagement. Correct. The tweets, the Grammy shit. We all know that was the initial engagement. So then now you come out with an album with Metro with a nigga that you know I don't like, an album called We Don't Trust You. And the opening fucking record on the second verse is this nigga going at me. You my number one fan, dog. This and the third, dog. Blah, 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 dog. Da, 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 dog. And then you got a nigga from Compton down, like, fuck the big three. It's just me, the Pet Cemetery.
Hold on.
This, that, the third. Like,
hold on.
Now you like you're riling me up.
Alo, Ross unfollowed Drake on social media too. So when he pulled up on the album,
and then now Ross on the album,
right.
So it's like now you doubling down. So it's like I gotta know what are y'all doing on this next one. Once I see what y'all doing on this next one, I know exactly where to go. But
who I need to shoot at.
Yeah,
he was even shooting at Travis Scott on stage because Travis Scott was hyping up that
was doing. You saw what Travis did.
That was nasty.
Play that record that didn't.
Yeah.
Right, yo, bro, you playing in niggas' faces now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it seem like everybody
is like, all right, let me see what
we're doing. What I'm saying is I don't want Drake to multitask to the point where you multitask it to the point where the main objective don't get done. If you address all these and then your Kendrick disc is whack, then don't even address them dudes. Just address Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
That's my whole point. All right. If Kendrick supposedly drops tonight, and Future and Metro drop and they say whatever the fuck they say. But if Kendrick specifically drops towards Drake, I'm aiming at Kendrick. You and Future
I'll take care of y'all later.
Y'all do what y'all do.
I'll take care of y'all later.
If Kendrick specifically drops to me at midnight and is talking directly to me, I'm handling business.
Right.
I'll take care of that other shit later.
So let me ask you something. Isn't everybody consolidating their power kind of against Drake, kind of showing who he is, though? Because it would appear like
one guy. He's the guy.
Because like this is what I mean.
He's the top guy. It's inevitable.
He's like
Yeah.
Thanos, and this is like the
Like that, yo,
Avengers.
he's still like,
No,
yo,
I was
Hulk
actually
like
thinking
that.
this is like Godfather shit, actually, where the five
I
families
mean,
are
like,
conspiring.
what do we expect? That nigga is one of the greatest, of course. Eminem
He's the
warned
one.
him. Jay
He's the
warned
one.
him.
Yeah, he's
What
the
are we
one.
like? What are we like? We're supposed to be shocked that like, yo, everybody's coming at.
Yeah.
Of course,
But no,
it's a
it's
light
the
skinned
fact that
nigga
it's
that
the fact that it's a concerted effort that kind of makes it seem kind of wild. It's not like everybody coming at him.
it's also a common denominator. Why is everyone talking about you? Why is everyone so concerned with you?
We don't
Why is
trust you, and we still don't trust you.
there's
You know,
something that this nigga did
the enemy of
that we
my
don't
enemy
know.
is my friend. For real, that's what it
No,
is.
There's
he
something
did.
that
I
this
mean,
nigga did.
No, we know
Look
what
at
he
it like
did.
look at it like this. We all chill. I'm sure at the end of the day, we gonna build a close bond and we gonna hang out and whatever the case is, right? If y'all continuously hear things about me, right, over and over and over again,
Mhm.
y'all are gonna have a general consensus of a conversation like, yo,
Yeah,
so
so with this nigga.
my
yeah,
problem with that
It ain't y'all. It's always me.
right.
Right.
so my problem with that conversation is that I feel that
Right.
conversation is about fucking females and not about this rap shit though.
Regardless of
When
what
is
it's
it never
about.
not about females, Coop?
Listen.
Always.
Regardless of what it's about. Regardless of what
This
it's
about
about.
this about
If
these
it
about these
always
broads.
comes back to low.
Yo, let me
Like,
say
yo,
this.
damn, like, what the
I got
fuck?
a
Like,
question
yo,
for
low
Coop.
Yo,
always
shout
got
out
some
to
shit
George.
going on.
Like
I
all I'm
got a
saying is
question.
when a nigga in California, a nigga in Miami, and a nigga in Atlanta, and they all got problems with you. Oh no, that's these fucking broads.
And that's
It's
my point.
me.
That's the
We
point.
not even in the same city.
Yo, Cook,
Right.
Cook, Sean.
I got
We
a
not even
question
in the
for
same
Coop.
city. But every time, like, yo, don't fuck with that nigga.
No, I got a question for Coop, and I also got a comment. I know I see Jarvie in the building. If Push and Drop on this shit tonight, we need to get a rap roundtable. We all need to get on one pod and talk about this because now we know that we are at full
The
war.
United Nations.
United
Right.
Nations, we gotta talk
The
about
UN of
Jarvie,
rap niggas. Because here's the
Jarvie,
thing. Because
if you
here's
hearing
the
this,
thing, Sean. Not to cut you off.
yeah,
Push is my guy. Push is my favorite guy of this era.
That's my nigga right there.
Yeah, I love Push.
That's
That's
my
no
nigga
doubt.
Like
right
he's
there.
my guy.
I ain't
He's
gonna
my
lie,
guy.
mine
My
was
guy.
cold.
That's my
Mine
guy.
was cold.
So
No, Push is my guy.
But Coop, I gotta ask you this though. I gotta ask you this because
He
I
usually
need
does.
y'all-
No. Hold on, real quick, Sean.
Yeah.
He usually does solo missions. So if
I
he
get it.
consolidates and commiserates with these guys,
I
it's
like it.
on, it's on, because that ain't how he normally
I mean,
moves.
this ain't got nothing to do with Push.
No, it doesn't. But
It ain't got nothing to do with Push. Ain't got nothing to do with Push.
Hello, it creates a vacuum because now if he comes into this on this wave, right?
Right.
Now we gotta ask the question, Wayne, where are you? Where are you,
No,
Wayne?
it don't got nothing to do with Wayne either.
Listen, Wayne.
Why?
Because my man's getting jumped right now. But
What does Wayne got to do with Future, Metro, and Kendrick?
Not a thing. But my man's
right.
getting
So
jumped.
leave him out of it.
My man's is getting jumped. Think about this.
Fight back, bitch. Fight back.
When Nas solo jumped Jay, what the State Property did? State Property went on.
Jay was
their boss. Jay was their boss.
That's the boss giving. Right. Like, what are you talking about?
That's the boss giving workers orders. Like, go shoot at this nigga.
I get active.
So we're saying Young Money's going to sit back here like, yo, you got it.
When you say Young Money, what you think? Birdman and Twister and fucking Tiger gonna get active?
Somebody got to get active. I don't care who it is.
Well, to Sean's point, because Jay-Z was dealing with Nas, Prodigy, Kiss, you know what I'm saying, the rest of these
soldiers that were equipped to deal with said situation.
Right, because I gotta focus.
Money don't got that.
But he had to focus on the big dogs, which he was a big dog at the time, and then Nas. And he had to have, you know what I'm saying, Beans go deal with Jadakiss. So that's to Sean's point.
All right, so let's evaluate the roster of Young Money. Twister, a Tiger.
I think he said misspoke. We really talking OVO, like some.
What? Who's on OVO?
Hey yo, Lo. He might got about. He got 5 of them joints from UK in his stable.
What, Skepta?
Yo, I don't care about OVO. I don't care about. I'm talking about Wayne.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
not, yo, I'm not, yo, I swear I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny.
I am. I don't care. I am.
All right, and that's cool. You take
Look.
that. Like the internet, you see, he say he's trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. All I'm saying is this: the game is built very, very differently, right? When niggas were beefing back in the day, right? Dipset had, you know, Hell Rel, J.R. Ryder,
Yeah,
Uncasa, whatever. Not to say that they were like, you know, whatever,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they had
yeah,
soldiers. State Property
yeah,
had Young Chris, Freeway, you
yeah,
know, Oskino, Sparks, whatever the case is. G Unit had Banks, you
Banks
know,
was a monster.
Banks was a
Talking about-
monster. He had Banks,
talking
he
about-
had this, that, and the third.
yeah,
They had niggas to deal with.
yeah.
OVO
I
doesn't
agree.
have niggas to deal with.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh,
You know what I
this
mean?
is
I'm
Like
not talking.
sidebar.
you
I
look
don't
at
want to hear.
TDE, you look at
Sean,
TDE. It's
Sean,
not even TDE. You look at Kendrick's label, PGL Lang,
PG
whatever.
Lane. Yeah.
Yeah, PG Lang. It's just Kendrick.
Yo,
Future's
sidebar though,
not
because
jumping
we
in that
done.
shit.
Because we forgot about this. This is sidebar. I don't want to hear nothing for Push because he never responded to Jim. So don't say nothing to Drake. You know what I'm saying? Just
oh
leave that
no,
alone.
that
I'm
ain't.
not. Yeah. All right, now it's time to get off because
Nah, I'm just being
Look,
not
okay,
that
no.
Jim
First of
why?
all, first
Why?
of all,
Why?
Jim
first
don't
of all,
warrant that.
AG.
Why?
Hold on,
Jim
hold
is
on,
Why?
not
hold on.
that
Let
guy.
me let me handle
Why?
this. Hold on. Can I
Listen,
handle this right quick?
Go ahead.
go ahead, Coop.
You
Go ahead.
tend
Go
to
ahead.
need to fight in your weight class.
Goody
Okay.
You need to.
goons.
You
Yeah,
fight in
because
your
I ain't
weight
push your
class,
weight class.
right? Why would you pick a
Yo,
What the
fight
fuck? Like,
for
what
a
am I
nigga that's not
saying
in your
to
weight
you?
class?
Let me ask you this, Coop. Since you say that, do you think that that's why Drake never responded to Button?
no.
Yeah, I don't want to answer that question.
I'm not
That's
doing that.
See, you
I'm not doing
compromise,
that.
Lo. Don't do
Yo,
that.
listen, my phone is on 4%. I really
that's
appreciate y'all
nasty.
niggas tonight. Cause
That's
I had a
nasty.
Look at
whole
the
response to
look at the
that.
question he
And I'm
leaving
not
on.
doing that
Look at the
tonight.
question he leaving on. He compromised. Don't do that.
No. I mean, to be honest with you, Drake, I feel like
I,
was in a place with Button where for Button's following, he wasn't going to win that fight with Button's base by picking that fight, so he didn't pick the fight. What did he stand to gain? What did he
yeah.
stand to gain by picking a fight with Button being who he was in the game already?
Nah, you're
At
right.
that time,
You're right.
no.
But I
He
think the
stood up.
thing was he held Joe Button to a certain position, but
Look,
he knew that the
AG,
fans
But
didn't.
they cool.
But he
AG.
knew the
The
fans
only
didn't. So he
reason,
could play
But
that.
they
He could play that
cool.
card.
They
He could play
cool.
that card.
look here, and I love Push, but the only reason Drake even picked up about Push is that he like, yo, I'm tired of this nigga pushing me around.
Yo, when
Like he
somebody
been
tell me
pushing
look
me and
here,
my
I feel
man
like I'm
around for
getting like
years.
yelled at.
Yeah, but Drake was poking at Pusha T too. Pause. Like you know what I'm saying for a long time.
That
No,
started
not as long as Push been
that
poking at
started, yo,
them.
that started with Lil Wayne. That started with Lil Wayne and Push.
That's a Wayne thing first,
Yeah.
right?
That
So he
started from Mr. Me Too.
correct. Actually, that
Hey yo,
started from what happened to that boy, and around that time
That
where
was
Push
before
felt
that. That
like
was
he
we
before that.
adopted their
That's
style.
before that.
we going
Before
back like crazy time. But do you think on comeback season on that Barry Bonds
that.
freestyle when he said if you rocket braids that goes out to everybody except Trey? Like we was thinking that was about Pusha way back then before Drake was Drake.
Nigga, I think Push admitted this like I think a couple of days ago. He was like, that shit was all over Bape. Who was rocking Bape first?
That's crazy. I mean, I know he said that, but that's still crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy and it's stupid, but you know niggas are egotistical, and
I'd rather
that's
it be about a chick than a clothing brand, but okay.
I'd rather it be about the clothing brand. I'd rather it be about the clothes.
yo. I hate y'all niggas, bro.
Nah, this fun as hell, man. This
I
is
hate
dope.
y'all niggas. Y'all niggas fun as hell, but I hate y'all niggas, bro.
Yo, this
I
We
is
about to
can't.
nasty,
get lower
bro.
in
Yo, you
trouble.
know what funny thing is? I can't wait to see what clips that y'all decide to edit, whatever the case is, and I'm just gonna get killed online. Like, this nigga
Yeah,
fucking throw it on.
we're gonna
Like,
help it. We're
I've
gonna
been
push
dealing
it.
with this shit for 15 years. Like,
Yo, we're gonna push
just
it.
use the best one. That's all I ask. Use the best one.
I'm mad at Sean because Sean being too quiet. He tried to protect his image. Like,
Yeah, I
Let me
got
tell
some
you something.
ties. I got
Listen,
ties
Sean.
out there.
Let me tell you
Yo,
something.
yo,
Let me tell you something. You'll never ever be able to protect your image based on your opinion. Because once your
no,
opinion gets
Flies out.
loud and loud and louder
yeah,
and louder and respected, niggas gonna be looking for that one thing to pick you off with, pick you
right.
off. I'm surprised niggas ain't look up my, you know, I ain't gonna say it because somebody in here probably gonna be like, oh, let me look up this nigga's old tweets.
Yeah,
Nah, but
just have fun with it. Just have fun.
Nah, but real talk, we appreciate you pulling up and, you know what I'm saying, and lending your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all got me down at 3% at 10.
That means the convo was fluid.
Hell yeah, nigga, that
For
shit was fun
sure.
as fuck.
For sure. Yo,
Right.
Sean, you wanna when Low hop off, you wanna go into do the Coop's Corner segment?
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah.
Coop's Corner. I got a
Coop's
couple
Corner.
sidebar takes, unless you want to hear the sidebar takes before you
Yeah,
go.
no, go ahead. Let's go.
Okay, so here's my first one. So I know that there are posse cuts that are better than So Appalled, but is there a better 4-verse posse cut than So Appalled, lyrically speaking?
Dan for TV.
No, I don't agree.
I do.
4?
Johnny
I'm
Blaze.
gonna tell you what.
Wait.
John
Band for TV
Blaze?
has 4?
4. I don't love
So
Cam's
Appalled has
verse on
what,
Band for
5?
TV. I mean, it could be 4 or more, but I don't love Cam's verse on Band from TV, and I feel like Jada and Styles have better back and forth than that. Nature
John
and Pun
Blaze.
did they
All right, then 24 Hours to Live.
John Blaze.
John Blaze.
No,
Yeah,
not-
John Blaze.
Not John Blaze. John Blaze falls off after the Nas and Pun verses.
All right.
All right, 24 Hours to Live.
24
Blackout.
hours to live.
Blackout.
Niggas done started something.
Blackout more than niggas done started something.
Reservoir Dogs.
Has
Nah.
to be 4 more, right?
I Shot Your
4
remix.
more.
I Shot Your remix. Yep, I agree with that.
I don't agree with that because I feel like Prodigy is owning them niggas on that record.
But everybody came correct too, though. LL is crazy on that.
Fox is crazy on there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
You won't put that over Soul Paul?
Nope.
Lyrically, I'm just talking lyrically. I'm talking lyrically for 4
I'm telling
verses.
you no. I'm telling you no.
Okay.
I for 9.
No,
Who?
that's Nas and Ray is way better than Have and P on there. I'm sorry.
Damn,
But
that's a good-
if we basing it
That's
off
a good question.
the
That's a good
law of
question.
averages, then it's still better than So Appalled. If these other cats is up here,
Shit, Rough
even
Riders
if it's a
Anthem
slight
remix.
drop off.
I like the Rough Riders Anthem remix. That's a
Are
nice.
you talking
that's
about
nice
a
pull.
more consistent, like no drop off? Not
Right,
necessarily
I'm talking
better,
no
but
drop off. Like, how about
Okay.
this? John Blaze has a drop off. Eye for an Eye has a drop off.
What do you mean drop
You know
off?
what I'm saying? Well, not a drop off. Like Havoc and
even-
P's verses. Havoc and P's verses on Eye for an Eye
okay.
is not as strong as Ray
so
and
you
Nas
say,
verses.
let
They
me
not.
ask you the truth. So you talking even if it's straight B pluses versus one be a A plus, one be a B, one be a A, one be a C like that?
That's
Everybody on So Appalled bought their A game.
Okay,
A game.
What about Monster?
I disagree with I for 9.
I'm not. Hey, I'm actually not big on Monster like everybody else is.
Well, no, I was just asking.
Okay, yeah, I'm not big on Monster.
All right, no,
I would
yeah,
say no.
I can fuck with that.
I like this
24 hours
question,
to
though.
live. 24 hours to live
dope.
gave me something to think about because
That-
I feel
yeah,
like
this
they
is
all
dope
done
question.
on there.
All right. What about
This-
All About the Benjamins?
Benjamin's
No-
is the best
no
posse
diddy.
cut ever.
No
That's the
diddy.
best posse cut record ever. But Kim and Big's verse is like somewhere where the other verses are not, in my opinion. Even though the other verses
we're
are
talking
great.
about as a collective.
Nah,
We're not
bro,
talking about-
all
we're
them
not talking
verses
about
are crazy.
specific. We're talking about as a collective.
All About the Benjamins is the better record overall, and it's close. I mean,
that's
I'm just
it. That's all
posing
we're
it.
talking about.
Last day, Locks and Big.
Ooh, That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I feel like Big is just still above them on that one, but I hear you.
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
I agree
big,
with
bro.
that.
Like what you like? What you mean? Like
No,
he's
what?
going to
That's
be?
No,
Jay on
I
So
understand
Appalled.
what he's
No,
saying.
hold on. That's still a prime Jay on So Appalled, and Pusha and Ye and Saha are keeping pace with Jay.
Where?
I think Pusha got the best verse on So Appalled.
you bugging. My phone don't
No.
work. You about to
Nah,
piss me off.
it's either push or
It's
or,
Pusha Hove. It's Pusha Hove.
nah. I don't know, man. Like
I showed out on the last
Saha,
verse.
I got Saha
All right,
second.
I met this girl on Valentine's Day,
All right,
fucked her in May. She found out
Oh,
about
hold on.
April. She took the March.
Low.
My phone
All right,
on
good.
1%. And
Good
I
logo.
love y'all niggas, man. I can't wait to do this again next week.
Peace, bro.
Yeah.
My nigga. Peace, y'all.
Yo, Fourth Chamber.
Nah,
Come on,
Nah.
Coop. I think you reach it now, Coop.
not
Like
Fourth Chamber. First of all, I don't count Wu-Tang shit. I don't count
Yo,
Wu-Tang shit. That's not fair to anybody to count.
Jar said
count-
Loso,
hold
Button,
on.
Kane, and Stack. Yo,
Hold
them
on.
triangle offense joints was crazy back in the
Hold on.
day, man.
If we count Wu-Tang shit, everybody getting X'd out. Because we got Guillotine. We got Wu
Yeah.
Gambinos. We got
Mhm.
Fourth Chamber. We got Protect Your Neck. We got Seventh Chamber. We got chess boxing. Like that ain't fair.
Give-
We got Hell's Win
Give it up.
Staff,
Give it up
Hercules,
fast.
and
What do you say?
War.
Give it up
Like,
fast. Give it up fast, Coop. What you got?
Nah, Eye for an Eye is better than Give It Up Fast.
But you was talking about consistency in the verses.
Can I tell you something? The Nas verse on there is just good, not great, and that's 96
Prodigy,
Nas. That's probably,
Prodigy got the best verse on there, and
Yeah,
Noy
but what
goes
I'm
crazy
saying-
too.
yeah, but that's 96 Nas, and we didn't really get a 96 Nas verse on Give It Up Fast. I just, if we just gonna be like really splitting hairs about it.
Yo, Prodigy went crazy on, you know what I'm saying, like a night train.
Prodigy
you know
went
what I'm
crazy
saying?
on Hell on
Your
Earth.
boom piece, like Prodigy blacked out on that. When he started
Prodigy
his
blocked-
bars,
like-
hopped out the Lexus or some next shit, like from that point on, he left
like
Earth.
real talk?
You know what I'm saying?
The only niggas better than Prodigy in 96 to me are Nas and Jay. Like in 96, only niggas better than Prodigy are
even
Nas
that's
and Jay.
arguable. Even that's arguable.
And if you told me he was better than Jay in 96, I wouldn't argue with you too heavy.
He was that guy, man.
Yeah, personal favorite, like personal all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Like if I'm making my list, he's in my top 10 or 15 if we making my personal list.
But since you're talking about lists, so you're basically saying that So Appalled is your number one posse cut.
It's not my number one posse cut. That's still Benjamin's. I'm just saying lyrically, I don't know how many songs have 4 verses like that on there. Like Kanye's verse is the weakest verse. And when that's your weak verse, you got a fucking problem on your hands.
I tell you what, Coop, welcome to the team. Let's station head that. Let's put these together and station head that.
Okay, so now
Welcome
get
to
out my
the
head. My notes said my whole point of doing this was that we need to do a posse cut segment and pick the best posse cuts ever and really break it down.
And we'll
so
do
that
it on
needs to be
Station Head.
for the show and Station Head. Yeah.
We'll do that on Station Head. Welcome to the team. We got the upcoming Station Head show. If you ain't subscribed yet, go over to download the Station Head app and subscribe to Hip Hop Talks.
Blackout's a personal favorite. When he said Blackout, I was like, oh, that's my shit.
Blackout's crazy.
It's Kiss and Styles verse on Blackout, and then the way Jay and fucking X sold it up.
That's also crazy. Like X only had to come with like 12 bars. I don't even know if it was 12. He might have spit an 8. Like
no, that's because Jay took up all the fucking space bouncing around on the track, nigga.
Nah, Jay killed that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jay killed that.
It's a fact. Yes, he did.
Jay don't even rap like that no more as far as like vocal tone and nothing. That was like when Jay was still in that bag. Like he changed after that, you know what I'm saying, era. Like that vocal tone of Jay is my favorite version of Jay. Like he would, come on, bro, don't do that.
I love the verse. I'm saying the way that he spaced out his bars on the track took up some of X's space.
Okay.
He did.
But
I'm not saying that he didn't come through. I'm saying hold on. Because of how the locks is rhyming on there for the first 3 verses, because it's the locks on the first 3 verses. Jay literally comes and rhythmically changes the pace of his bar style.
It was slow, slower pace.
Right.
Yeah,
that was Jigga Man era. That's a Jigga Man era, so it was a little.
It was syncopated differently. You know what I'm saying?
It was syncopated differently. Absolutely. Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what else we got today, fellas? Shout out to Low for pulling up. This has been a great first show.
Oh yeah,
it feels like I've been here for years.
Your other Coop's Corner stuff, you know what I'm saying, that you wanted to talk about.
Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about is that I always like to shout out like artists that that we know and that we love and respect that really don't get maybe the props that they deserve. Like I was listening to Ab Soul on the Pie track on Cole's album, and I was thinking to myself like, man, Ab Soul, this is what I'm saying. Ab Soul and Mock Homie need to do an album together because Mock Homie is like Ab Soul East to me. What you think about an Ab Soul Mock Homie pairing?
I'm here for that. That'd be dope.
I like that.
That'd be dope.
That was my other take, is that I always try to like look at cat styles and who would blend well together. I think they can make some really like dope futuristic sounding shit together. So I'd like to hear a little Ab Soul Mock Homie.
I would rather see that in the EP though. I would see that in the EP. Give me like 6.
I'm like cool with 6 to 8 records. 6 to 8 records.
Yeah.
Nothing heavy. Just something to see what they could do with it style wise. Because they both got this off kilter flow pattern that's so off that it's on, and their styles are just so unique, and their content is so unique too.
Absolutely.
But that if they did some back and forth, because that Daylight and you know what I'm saying, Ab Soul, it was so fluid. You know what I mean? For them to, do that in and out flow, a la Jada and Styles, like that that verse on Pie was crazy for them going back and forth. You know what I mean?
No.
So,
Pie is crazy. The Cole
Yeah,
album is crazy. You know what's crazy about all this rap competitive beef shit is it really is overshadowing two of the best projects this year, which is the Cole album and the Future Metro album. It's like literally two of the top 5 projects this year.
But the
Like, I would
problem
take
with
those 2 projects. I would take I Am God, shout out to I Am God, Blood, Suede, Stain 2, and the Schoolboy Q. Those are my favorite projects this year.
but for me,
In the Rock Marcy.
but for me, like that Cole project didn't hit as much after he backed down because it's filled with those braggadocio, bars and stuff. And then when it wasn't nothing behind that at the end of the day, listen to those songs sound differently. So looking forward to the fall off, I think he should get back into his conceptual bag and focus on that like he used to be before he got into the braggadocious bars and all that. And I could appreciate the fall off more, but something tells me if he's been recording fall off over this, past, couple years, it's going to have a lot of those bars on there. And I don't think people are going to respect it as much.
Here's what I'm going to respect. You want to know what the most important part of the album for me was actually on 7 Minute Drill when the beat switched and I heard Conductor come in. I was like, yes.
The production. Yeah.
I was like, yes, call that nigga.
Yeah.
To give you that hip hop shit. Because for me, like I was going back through Cole's catalog. Cole is the rap guy of the bunch. And I think his catalog is kind of going understated because Drake's made so many big records. Kendrick's had so many big moments. It's easy for us to downplay Born Center and Friday Night Lights and Forest Hill Drive. Those are great albums.
Yo, real quick, I'm gonna get back on the Cole thing, but I just seen a comment where May said something about Hobie Baby is his best performance as a rapper. Maybe not that one, but I love that song because that beat is hard to rap over. Like the tempo is unorthodox. When I want to reference how
you try to explain it, AG, that beat's not good, but as far as mic performance, that's a top 5 Hove mic.
But if I want to reference how dope Hove's flow is, I point to that song. Like, because anybody can't hop on that and do what he did. You know what I mean? So
I hear what you're saying, but
that's a side note. But on the Cole thing, I want to make clear because we've had a lot to say about Cole. I want to make clear that I'm still like a big time Cole fan. I look forward to his release. It just disappointed me. I put on Twitter the other day as a hip hop fan, what disappointed you more? 3 Stacks disowning hip hop and playing the flute, or Cole bowing out of the battle and not wanting to spar? And overwhelmingly, it was like, Cole, it wasn't a whole lot of votes, but overwhelmingly Cole thing won. So I was really disappointed in the stance that he took, even though I respect it. But I'm still a Cole fan. So where do each of you feel that Cole goes from here? And do you still consider yourself a big fan of Cole if you was already?
I think for me, I think he can recover. He's already recovering as is because you're seeing people talk about him right now that they're championing him right now. I think they're saying that he's brave. This is something that other rappers start doing. I think Cole, honestly, has started a different wave. Not so much of it as an apology wave, but a different type of wave. Because now everyone is championing him. No one has really come out and said anything that made you feel like, yo, it's up for him. His career is not over. If the fall off comes out, if the fall off drops and be anything close to what he just dropped or better, we're gonna forget this whole thing. It's gonna be back of our mind.
If it's that quintessential classic, you think that it gets swept under the rug?
I don't. So, okay. First of all, I'd like to quote Beanie Siegel, who said, "And I don't want to hear that bullshit. I ain't mean it." All right, that's the first thing. So I don't want to hear the "I ain't mean it." I'm sorry. I ain't trying to hear none of that. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. No matter what happens, as far as this race and his legacy is concerned, unless he drops something that is not fuck a classic, all-time classic.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
hold on. Let me finish. When I say all-time classic, understand this is like no dropping a Forest Hills Drive is not going to fucking cut it. When I'm saying he needs to drop He
With
needs to
us
drop
heads.
he needs to drop a My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
A Good
That's
Kid, Mad City.
For
A
a
Get Rich or
particular
Die Trying. A Only Built for Cuban Links. No, he needs a classic right now. Because other than that, you the nigga that came in third place. I ain't
he's
trying
gonna
to
stay
hear
in
that. If
third.
he drops
He
a
gonna
good
be in
album,
third
we gonna forget.
regardless if he drop a classic or not. He's still gonna be in third. But
No,
what I'll
not if
say
he drops an all-time classic. Not
still
if he
won't
drops
matter.
an all-time.
But I think it means more to us as heads, Coop, than it does the general the casual fan, because they don't care. Because look how Ross made it out of the CO situation. Nobody cared about that. He made good music.
No, that's not true. He's better than Ross on the mic, though. This is different.
Okay, and then Drake with the situation with QM, you know what I'm
This is
saying?
different.
He's just fine. After that,
Different.
people thought that was career suicide as well.
I'm telling you, this is different because in true hip hop head circles,
Jar hit the nail on the head. Cole's status as a rapper is fine, A-okay. But as a competitor, he's toast. He bowed out. He's still an elite top tier rapper.
No.
Is not for him.
You do not get to separate the two. Part of being an elite rapper is the competitive side of it. You are not about to separate the standard.
He gets the merits for that. He gets the merits. You know what I'm saying? He gets points, Doc.
I ain't giving him shit unless he drops an all-time classic album.
But does that take away from his skill set? Does that take away from his skill set?
Yes, because part of your skill set as an all-time elite MC is your ability to engage in battle, because this is a competitive rap sport. Absolutely changes.
But I'm saying that slider, if we're talking NBA 2K, that slider is all the way to 0 now. But everything else he's leveled up on.
That makes him a B player. If that's on 0 and everything else says A, that still makes him a B player, not an A player.
I agree with that.
So a nigga who ranking supposed to be 97 is 89, and y'all okay with it? I'm not okay with it.
No, I'm not okay with it either. But I'm just getting it. Sean.
As a hip hop head, I'm not. But they don't care. I'm saying the masses, like media, social media, all of that, they don't care about that anymore. They're championing him for having the courage to say what he said. So it's throwing all the algorithms off. We know that from hip hop head.
It's throwing our frequencies off, like Styles P said.
My frequency ain't off. Okay, let me get more into the vein of the style of music he makes. He needs something Midnight Marauders comparable, Be by Common comparable, Things Fall Apart by The Roots comparable. He needs an album like that right now in order to restore this in the hip hop circle toward the thing. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be funny when I'm saying this. I don't care what these soft ass kids got to say about it being okay, because they don't judge the standards, we do. That's what having OGs is for. OGs let you know what the standard is and don't let you deviate from it. So I don't give a damn how many punk ass kids come out talking about something. I'm so happy that he found peace. That nigga been peaceful the whole time. What the fuck are you talking about?
But Sean being realistic in the aspect that, like, the fans of 2024 not going to care much. But I'm like,
I'm so happy for them.
Yo,
I'm so happy.
Hold on. We dropping like flies. My phone on like 4% right now. We got 400 people in the room. Yo, everybody, thank you for pulling up. I'm gonna have to bow out. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to keep the party going, man. This is crazy fun. You know what I'm saying? But my phone about to die. Cool. Welcome aboard the team. Salute to you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
AG, before you go, you're gonna need to get a supercharger, brother. You know how many shows I done did with the supercharger plugged up so I didn't lose power? Supercharger, brother. It's the way to go. Get you a supercharger.
Hey, note it for next time. But you know what I'm saying, Sean, you already know what it is. You the homie. You know what I'm saying? This show's crazy fun. Peace, y'all. Thanks to the chat for pulling up.
Peace, AG.
Cool. We can make a couple of declarations here and get out of here as well. We can shout out to everybody for coming in tonight. Yo, this is one of those, man. It was a lot to talk about. We still got a lot to talk about.
I mean, yeah, we not done. I know we need to slide, but I do want to say this, man. This is what I mean about the power of a movement and the power of people. Now, this page has only existed for about a week, and we only got about 250 subscribers, but that's about how many people been in the room. So I've always been a quality over quantity type of guy. So shout out to the people pulling up for us today and showing that the quality matters. You know what I'm saying? Because that's even reflective in the movement. Is like sometimes it's not about the numbers that you do, it's about the numbers that you do in relationship to how many people is actually following.
Absolutely.
And so shout out to people for following us on the first show. This is just the first of many. We're building something great. I feel like I've already been here with you guys for years. You and me, we've been talking behind the scenes for over a year now.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? Me and Taj
Sure.
been talking for 2 years now. Me and AG, I mean, AG used to be one of the main super chatters on my former show. You know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying? Low
No
is,
doubt.
you know, low is low. Low is, you know, low
Low is
board.
low.
Low in a lot of respects is a legend in this space already. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
And so just his willingness to pull up, like he spars. I mean, not like I'm small time and not like you're small time. Low spars with the big boys on the regular. And so the fact
On
that
the
he's,
regular. No
on the
doubt.
regular. And so
No
just
doubt.
him pulling up is major. Shout out to Taj for kind of like being the Phil Jackson of the team and
Yeah.
putting, you know, Shaq and Kobe and Gary Payton and Karl Malone together. Unlike them niggas, we not gonna fight. We gonna win the ring.
Yeah, I know you're gonna take it there. Yeah, because right now we have 411 right now on here. We got 616 on the radio, and we got 454 on the other radio in Denver. So we are actually streaming through Denver, Florida, Texas. So shout out to Blast Music for also streaming us. Thank you to all of you guys for streaming us as well. And I want to give a shout out. Honestly, I saw Mace and Jarv in the chat as well. I want to give those brothers a shout out as well because we were, it's all about some healthy competition, but it's also about collaborating as well. And we all get better when we sharpen our swords together. You know what I mean? I think that we have enough content that can be shared across board that we all can jump on and have these kind of conversations, this discussion to bring hip hop back to its purest form. So I think this is a great movement. I think we're blessed to be able to come together. You and I have been talking about this for over a year, just being able to finally get into the lab together and collaborate. Cool Pac is definitely back. And, again, I know in the beginning, Mace, Jarv, it was some confusion in the beginning, but I think, confusion is always good for great discussion later on. So I think this is a great time for all of us to be able to get together, put our heads together, and build this thing all the way out. You know what I mean?
I mean, no bullshit. And I say this in all sincerity. It's like, it's competitive, but also understand when I got silenced, they gave me an opportunity to speak.
No doubt.
Because even though we're competitors, much like me and you, they think about the competition fairly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we gonna dance and do it's like this. How about this? When Mobb Deep is making Hell on Earth, Nas is making It Was Written. Have gave Nas some tracks for It Was Written.
Yeah.
Nas gave them some verses. They gave him some verses. It was still competitive between him and P, but they still collaborated.
No doubt.
To put out their project. So it's like, no. We can be making It Was Written. They can be making Hell on Earth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh no, the people get to decide and who got the bars and who spar. But we can spar against each other, but we can fucking get in the ring and collaborate and make great joints together. We can make a live nigga rap. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We can make a Give It Up fast together. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I'm all for it. So shout out to them. I really don't appreciate like how some people carried them about my shit, quite frankly, because that's my shit.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if somebody got a problem with me, but don't take issues with niggas that's giving me a platform and an opportunity to speak my mind and speak my piece. So shout out to them for actually opening up the space and allowing me to do so, for better or for worse, because they risked their reputation taking a hit to allow me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. We got the shit over here. I'm be honest with you. I'll hold that for another day. You know what I mean? We back. Yeah, we weren't even gonna do the YouTube shit. We were gonna hold back and just stay on the station. But we here now. So Ron Young, I see you. You got my attention. We'll talk. Yo, well, everybody, peace. Appreciate y'all.
I mean,
appreciate the love. I see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all for a long time. I'm gonna just keep it like that. I'm trying to put my face. I'm trying to put my face on the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Niggas been talking crazy to me behind the scenes, but it's okay.
Yeah. Nobody don't talk crazy to me. I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy either. I don't even.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all don't know me. Queen's Wolf. Let's get it, baby. Queens get the money. Cool. Appreciate you. Yo, peace to everybody out there. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to the team. Low, thanks for pulling up. Yo, AG, you know what it is. Todd, you know what it is. Baby Gangster, aka Animal Thug. Low, Cool. Yo, we out of here. Let's go. Peace.
Peace, people.